2016 Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament, the oldest conference wrestling tournament in the state of Iowa. We come to you from Owine High School tonight as the Decorah Vikings and the 6 other Northeast Iowa Conference teams will compete for the Northeast Iowa Conference crown today. My name is Darren Swenson alongside Dave Omdahl. The fun time of year is ready here for wrestling fans, David.
You bet. This is what the season points to, this and then the state series coming up next week.
And next week the sectionals begin up at Decorah, and of course conference is a big deal for our neck of the woods. When you're a Northeast Iowa Conference champion in the wrestling world, that means a lot.
That's right, it really does. It's an old conference and a tough conference, and they've had a lot of stability over the years. In the 25 years I've been in Decorah, there's been no change.
And this Waverly Shellrock is a team that has won 11 straight Northeast Iowa Conference titles. That is the 3rd longest streak of any sport in Northeast Iowa Conference history, behind Charles City softball and right now behind Decorah girls cross country. Go Hawks, going to be tough again today, but there's a lot of balance all over as we're underway at 106. Caden Anderlich of Crestwood has a first round bye. He is the #1 seed. Philip Eady of Decorah is the #2 seed. Right now, Dylan Albrecht of Waverly Shellrock at 34-15 has a 2-0 lead on Miles Hansmeyer of Walk-On, and on the other mat, Dylan Robinson of New Hampton at 36-5 taking on Blake Smith of Owine at 5-19. Here's Dylan Albrecht of Waverly Shellrock.
He's caught in a cradle.
Has Hansmeyer in a cradle. He's a 34-win kid, and he's #4 seed. That says a lot about this bracket, doesn't it?
That really does. And, well, you look at even Hansmeyer, I'm sure 5th seed coming in with 23 wins on the year.
106 is going to be one of the top classes today. You probably have to look at 132 and probably 152 as well, as Dylan Robinson just completes the fall on the other end over Blake Smith of Owine. So Dylan Robinson will move on to the semifinals to take on Philip Eady of Decorah. So we'll move on to 113. Noah Fye is the #1 seed. Derek Wyatt of Waverly Shellrock is the #2 seed, and right now it'll be Crestwood. It's Cale Jackson, a freshman at 6-8, taking on Miles Howe of Walk-On at 35-8, a senior.
Howe, the 3rd seed, and 35 wins. He's still the 3rd seed.
Well, the bottom weights in this league have been pretty tough, and you've had a lot of guys beating everybody up throughout the course.
I believe Fye was 4th in the state last year.
Yep.
And comes in with 38-3 record.
Of course, at 120, Michael Millage, the defending state champion, is and there's 4 kids in the bracket at 120, so there will be no first-round matchups at 120 here today. Hansmeyer with a 2-0 lead. Dylan Albrecht has Hansmeyer cradled up on the other mat here at 106. Albrecht getting back points here. The officials here for this tournament, veteran crew of Mike Denner, Eric Eckerman, and Greg Becker. As Albrecht has the walk-on kid on his back and completes the fall in 3:44. So Dylan Albrecht will move on for the Waverly Shellrock Go Hawks to the semifinals. He will take on Caden Anderlich of Crestwood at 106. So at 113 right now, a 2-0 lead, and back points being given to Miles Howe right now on Cale Jackson of Cresco. And we got Corbin Rowley of Decorah on the other mat right now. Rowley at 14-19, a sophomore, will take on Nicholas Duffy, a freshman for Owine at 9-13. You'll recall in the duel against Owine, Corbin Rowley got the fall late to win the duel.
He's got we had a shot here by Duffy, and Rowley come around behind for a quick 2. Rowley's looking really good. He's got Duffy's arm up on his back now. Now he comes over the head, puts Duffy on his back. He's got to lift the head up a little more. Duffy bridged out of it, but we got 2-point near fall, 4-0 lead. Corbin Rowley over Duffy. Now he's got the wing in on the other side, takes Duffy to his back again. Duffy tries to roll through, doesn't make it. Now he's doing a better job of keeping the head up off the mat and gets the fall.
Rowley gets the fall in 35 seconds over Duffy, so he will move on to face Noah Fye of New Hampton at 113 pounds.
But again, those fall points are important in the team score.
No doubt about it, as the first period comes to an end on the other mat with Miles Howe of Walk-On leading Cale Jackson of Crestwood.
And those team points, or those extra bonus points, they could be really important here because you get down to the middle of the pack, you could finish probably third, fourth, fifth. Real easy based on bonus points.
And we move on to 120 at the, or 126, I guess this would be on the other mat right now. Waverly Shellrock's Ian Heisey taking on Riley Hershey of Owine, and Heisey gets a takedown on the edge of the mat right now. So on the other end, Miles Howe of Walk-On at 113, leading Cale Jackson of Crestwood by a count of 6-0. They're early on in the second period there. Just underway here at Owine High School, a revamped Owine High School. Looks a little different than the last time you were here.
Yeah, it does. Actually, the gym is smaller than it was. Like on the other side, apparently, obviously, the visitor side appears to be quite a little smaller.
As Miles Howe just completes the fall of Crestwood's Cale Jackson in 2:44, so Howe moves on to the semifinals this afternoon. We're wrestling at 126 on the other weight class. This is Waverly Shellrock and Owine. This is Heisey and Riley Hershey, with Ryan Steffen of Crestwood getting a first-round bye. Nate Lasher of Charles City getting a first-round bye. And on the other end, it is Walk-On's Thomas Burns and Tyler Shattuck of New Hampton. Shattuck, a 3 seed with 35 wins.
Yeah, so Steffen, of course, from Cresco, the number 1 seed, 27 wins, very good. Lasher from Charles City with 26 wins. Apparently has beaten Shattuck during the season. Number 2 seed. Heisey from Waverly Shellrock, freshman with a 19-17 record. Hershey from Owine, 19-10 record, almost the same record, but Heisey was trying to take him to his back, but Hershey gets his arm out, and referee then calls it potentially dangerous, referee Denner, and still 2-0.
And a fall at the other end at 126 pounds. The fall happens in 38 seconds. Tyler Shattuck defeating Thomas Burns of Walk-On. So Shattuck of New Hampton moves on to the semifinals. He will take on Nate Lasher of Charles City a little later on.
I think this is one of New Hampton's the ways they can possibly win the tournament. They're awfully strong in the lower weights.
And we were talking a little bit on the way down. It seemingly their upper weights have improved enough that they'll actually maybe score a few points today.
Sure. Won't leave them wide open then.
And at 132, Brendan Lovestoon, 15-16, a freshman taking on Brendan Ryan of Owine, another 3 seed or 4 seed at 28-7 on the season.
Yeah.
Ryan with the takedown on Lovestoon to make it 2-0.
There we've got Keaton Geertz, New Hampton, 38-1 as the number 1 seed, and Austin Yacht, Waverly Shellrock, 35-6, the 2nd seed, and Chase Leinard, 11-2 for Cresco as the 3rd seed. And
Leinard obviously was out a lot of the season with the shoulder injury, but he's a good addition to the Crestwood lineup to have back. And now Brendan Lovestoon on the edge of the mat, getting a...
Got the escape.
He got the escape, and they have it 4-0 right now. And I'm not sure if they put the points right up on the board. They awarded the escape, and now it's 4-1. So 4-1 lead for Brendan Ryan on Brendan Lovestoon. Lovestoon's a kid that's slowly but surely gotten better throughout the year as Ryan gets another takedown to make it 6-1.
Yeah, he's a freshman, and I tell you, the Northeast Iowa Conference at 132 pounds, tough place for a freshman to break in.
A tough place for anybody, really.
That's true.
Ryan working off to the side with Lovestoon, and on the other end of the mat, it's a reversal here at 126 pounds. That is Riley Hershey of Owine at 19-10 against Ian Heisey of Waverly Shellrock at 19-7. Heisey with the 6-2 lead as they go out of bounds with minute 17 left in the second period. On the other end at 132, Brendan Lovestoon trailing by a 6-1 margin.
I see Lovestoon there, got tried to roll through, got caught in the middle of it. I think there's any back, maybe be back points now as he goes over.
102 seconds, 1 second, and he's saved by the bell. 3 back points for Ryan as we go to the second period with Brendan Ryan at 132 leading Brendan Lovestoon by a 9-1 margin. On the other end at 126, Riley Hershey of Owine trailing 6-2, 50 seconds left in the second period against Ian Heishi of Waverly Shellrock.
One thing about the seeds of the tournament this late in the year, why the coaches pretty know who's beat who, and there's not a lot of, shouldn't be a lot of surprises. If there is, it's a real upset.
Well,
it'll be an upset.
And if there's any arguments, it's because probably lineups have shifted perhaps more than people have thought, and Brendan Ryan just gets the fall on Brendan Lovestoon in 2:26. So Brendan Ryan moves on, and he will take on Keaton Gertz of New Hampton. And Lovestoon will move to the backside of the bracket. Looks like coming up next will be at 138 on the other end of the mat. This will be Connor Slifka of Crestwood at 5-4, and Cody Beeman of New Hampton, no record, a junior. And I believe Keaton Gertz was scheduled to wrestle, or Tangi was supposed to wrestle at this weight class, but he is out with an injury today for New Hampton. So a new kid in the lineup for the Chickasaws there. Chickasaws, pretty solid team in these lower weight classes, and probably going into the day, you would have to say New Hampton the favorite today.
I would favor them simply because they are so strong in the lower weights. They've probably got, I think, the best chance of any team to get more champions anyway, and a lot of points scored there.
Of course, Waverly has won this tournament 11 years in a row, the longest streak in NEIC wrestling history, and the longest it's the third longest streak currently in any sport now. Waverly Shellrock's 26-pounder has the Husky wrestler on his back. It's a 7-6 lead for Ryan now. We were paying attention to the other end of the mat, and now we have two programs. So
7-9
or 9-7 for Heisey here at 126. Ryan will get his escape to make it a 9-8 lead for Heisey. So a good match here at 126 for the right to face Ryan Steffen.
Hershey, both boys come in with 19 wins, so a little even there. Hershey, a junior, Heisey, a freshman. But Hershey's making a battle of it.
On the other end of the mat, on the other mat right now, Connor Slifka with the 2-0 lead for Crestwood on Cody Beeman of New Hampton. Good action going on right now as Heisey gets the takedown of Hershey for Owine.
It's 11-8.
And it's an 11-8 lead. And Heisey trying to make the turn. Now he's getting back points on the Owine kid.
He's got a fall.
Buried, and there's the fall. 5:22 the fall for Heisey of Waverly Shellrock, and he will move on to the semifinals to face Ryan Steffen. A 2-0 lead for Connor Slifka for Crestwood as he leads Cody Beeman of New Hampton at 138 pounds. 132.
With Chase Leinhardt from Cresco and Shao Lant from Charles City.
And the winner of that will face Austin Yan of Waverly Shellrock, who is the 2 seed at that weight class. Leinhardt in on a single, hitting the leg up in the air, trying to get the trip, hasn't accomplished it yet. 10 seconds into the period, Leinhardt still with the grip around the knee, has the leg up in the air, and there gets the takedown. A 2-0 lead on Lant.
Followed him down to the mat nicely. And now Leinhardt has got a tilt, and he's getting back points. Got at least got a 2. Comes back to neutral and gets his 2 points. Leinhardt leads 4-0 over Schaulamp.
And now Connor Slifka has Beeman on his back, and Slifka will get the fall in 3:02 at 1:38. So Connor Slifka getting some bonus points for the Crestwood Cadets at 1:38 right there, getting the first period full.
And that will really hurt, having Tanguy out will really hurt New Hampton, probably cost them at least 20, 22 points. Yeah. And
that's where that they're going to need some those upper guys to maybe get a 3rd place instead of a 4th place.
That's right.
A 4th place instead of a 5th place.
Yeah.
Devin Stortz of Decorah and Max Schwartz of Walk-On, a 2-7 matchup at 138 pounds. Full bracket here at 138, and Devin Stortz on the mat right now for Decorah.
And he's number 2 seed, 19-6 record. Of course, Austin Stout from Charles City, 26-4, the first seed. And nice quick takedown, put the arm behind his back, now comes over the top of the head, trying to whip him over. Doesn't happen. Schwartz gets to his feet. Now we're back down, and it happens. And Schwartz has him on his back. Dustin's working for the fall. Looks like he's got the 3. Now he's got the fall.
And Devin Stortz with a 41-second fall, and he will face Connor Slifka of Crestwood in the semifinals. And in 1:59 over on the other mat, Chase Lenhard getting a win at 132 pounds over the Charles City competitor that he was facing. So Lenhart will move on to face Yant of Waverly Shellrock in the semifinals at 132.
And now on this mat here, the purple mat, we've got Jake Coons from Oldwine, 25-15 record against Logan Deeryfield, 19-8 record, the number 4 seed.
And that's at 138.
Yep.
On the other mat, at 145, we got Carter Block of Oldwine and Dalton Woodyard of Waverly Shellrock.
And you've got Coons in on a takedown here, but Deeryfield hanging on to an ankle. Coons trying to come through the back door. This is another situation we haven't seen in some other conference tournaments where we've got Oldwine's got a full squad, all 14 people, and with 7-man brackets at the very most, good chance maybe to pick up, 5th place here or there if they can. So you just can't discount Oldwine. Plus, you got some pretty good kids in some weights, so you can't just discount Oldwine as being a bottom dweller anymore.
Well, Oldwine, a team that won 4 conference championships last year.
Yes.
They had more champions than anybody else in the tournament that was held at New Hampton.
Now, you've got to give Coach there at Oldwine,
Coach Casley.
Coach Casley, a good big hand there for the work he's done over the years.
No score in the other mat at 145 pounds. With Carter Block and Dalton Woodward. Block from Oldwine and Woodward from Waverly Shellrock.
Deeryfield, he managed to come out of the back door, so he's now got a 2-0 lead over Jake Coons. Here's 132.
.45 seconds left in the period, and both wrestlers go out of bounds. No score over at 145. I believe you're at 138.
Yep,
correct?
38.
So, and that's the last matchup at that end of things. Yep. Winner of that one will face Austin Stout of Charles City, 26-4 on the season. Devin Stortz, the number 2 seed, just got a first period fall.
And here we've got Coons working on the bottom. 17 seconds left in the first period. Deeryfield tying up the arms. Had Coons be flat on his belly. Coons worked back to his knees. Coons trying to turn. Deeryfield rolls through with him. Coons tries to come back, and Deeryfield just hangs on. The end of the period.
2-0 lead for Deeryfield on Jake Coons. And no score on the other end of things at 145 pounds. Carter Block of Oldwine and Dalton Woodward of Waverly Shellrock. No score as Greg Becker gives the option to Carter Block after the coin toss. Block will start down here in period number 2.
And we've got Logan Derryfield starting down the second period. Coons on top here. He's over a leg. He's trying to come up around the head in the three-quarter Nelson. He's got the three-quarter Nelson on a little early in the match. I don't know if the guy's tired enough to get that put on him or not. Derryfield, he's very wisely bellying out. And keeping his head up nicely.
And
you've got the legs in over there. And
Woodward trying to get a tilt with the legs in on the opposite side.
Olwine was headhunting there for a little bit. Thought maybe he'd take the head and suck it under, but Waverly got their head up. We've got Jake Coons on top yet. Logan Derryfield here at 38.
Woodward working the tilt, hasn't gotten enough to get some back points. Now he puts the leg in and a crossface, gets a count of 2, rolling through his Carter Block. Now Woodward goes to the opposite arm, has that up on the back, and now has Block on his back. 50 seconds left here in the period. Block trying to fight his way off his back, but Woodward has him tight, and there's the fall. A 3:18 fall for Woodyard of Waverly Shellrock. He will take on Max Forsyth of Charles City.
We've got Coons still up on top riding in Derryfield tough. Derryfield gets a stalling call. Coons had the legs in earlier. Now he's got legs back in again, both of them. Very effective at that. I'd criticize the official Ackerman a little bit here for calling a stalemate there, because Coons was working that top position pretty good. And of course stalemate, puts him back neutral. But now that Derryfield has had a stall call, maybe he'll let Coons work a little bit longer up on top. He's prying the head, but he took the pressure off the hips, so Derryfield was able to get back to his knees. But he's still trying to pry the head over. Got that one shoulder up. He's not working the hips and the head at the same time, and so he's just not gonna turn him.
At 145 on the opposite side, Nathan Bensing of Waukon and Trey Pekanowski of Cresco. The 2-7 matchup over there.
And now we get another stalling call. We get a stalling call now on the top man, and that made the point for Derryfield, make it 3-0. And that's the end of the second period.
Just 1:20 left in the first period over there, with Pekanowski and Bensing scoreless on the opposite mat. Glad you're with us for the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament. Darren Swenson, Dave Omdahl with you at KDECradio.com all day today.
And we're neutral here with Derryfield leading 3-0. Good shot here by Coons, but Derryfield sprawls. Coons didn't follow up on the shot quite as quickly as he probably should have. Derryfield's got a pretty good sprawl here. No crossface yet. He's reaching back in around the chest. Now it looks like
Slivka with the takedown and getting back points on the opposite side against Bensing. Has the arms tied up, and there's the fall. And Trey Pekanowski, I should say, with the fall for the Crestwood Cadets. With a time of 1:16, so Pekanowski on to the...
And I'm not sure that Cresco can be counted out of the title chase either, because they've got the kids, the good kids they have are very good. To kind of paraphrase something we talked about in the car earlier this morning, but
well, yeah, there's a comedian born every minute.
Yeah, and I think I was riding with him.
Exactly. So Pekanowski gets the fall, so he will take on the winner of Cam Racing and Tom Kanoki. Racing and Kanoki, I believe, on deck at 145 on your match.
At 138, we're 3-1, 43 seconds left. And
at 152 pounds, Dawson Hocklesvik for the core, going to be up against Zach Wagenhofer of Waverly Shellrock. Wagenhofer, the 4 seed with 40 wins this season. And
Coons trying to Kelly, but he really doesn't have it. And the Derryfield trying to come around behind. He's got Coons' head down. Now he switches direction and gets his 2 points, makes it 5-1.
Underway with Wagenhofer and Hocklesvik. Hocklesvik, some sort of hand injury as his left hand is taped up. Wagenhofer with a quick takedown on Hocklesvik to make it a 2-0 lead. Wagenhofer trying to get a leg in. Your
match is over. 5 to 1 score. Logan Deeryfield over Jake Coons, and he'll meet Austin Stout from Charles City, the #1 seed, next round.
A 2-0 lead for Wagenhofer at 152 pounds on Dawson Hocklesvik. Wagenhofer working off to the side, trying to grab an elbow and a ankle. Now trying to move that arm up on the back. Dawson doing a pretty good job of rolling. He tried it, but he rolled right into a hold from Wagenhofer. Wagenhofer tried to cross face him, but Dawson got out of that. Now Wagenhofer off into a parallel ride. A 2-0 lead for Wagenhofer with 1 minute left here in the first period.
We've got Tom Kanoki here at 145 against the #3 seed Cam Raising, New Hampton, 20-9 record, freshman. Tom in on a good shot, but Raising stopped it and come up on top for a 2-0 lead. Again, we took the shot, we didn't control it, we didn't tighten it up, we didn't follow through, and let New Hampton wrestle out of it. You make those shots, you've got to complete them. Finish.
Winner of that match will take on Trey Pekanowski of Crestwood, who just got a win over Dawson Hocklesvik. Tom able to get to his feet, but no hand control, and a mat return from Cam Raising there.
Trey Pekanowski?
Or Trey Pekanowski, yep. We'll face the winner of Raising and...
yeah, that would, yes. And Pesanowski comes in second seed with a 31-4 record, so this goes to show how tough this weight is, at least against first and second seed. And Racing's not a bad record either, 20-9.
First period done with Wagenhofer and Hocklesvik. Wagenhofer turned Hocklesvik once, and it's a 5-0 lead for Wagenhofer as they work on the opposite end of things. As Hocklesvik had the choice, he decides to go neutral.
And five of the kids here, the 145-pound class, 5 of the 7 have well over 20 wins. And Raising still riding on top here. Got Tom Kanoki broke down pretty flat.
Wagenhofer with another takedown on Hocklesvik. He leads 7-0, a minute 35 left in the second period.
Tom defers. Raising decides to go down.
Hocklesvik gets a stall warning across the way. Hocklesvik trailing 7-0. Dawson trying to get out as Wagenhofer still has that leg in though. Has the leg in on one side, reaching for the far ankle on the other side, has the elbow locked up.
Raising tries to roll through and he gets caught there. Tom's got 2 back points on him. Raising comes out of it. Tom continues on top. Raising's up in a tripod position, comes to his feet. Tom's got to reach around the waist, try to bring it back to the mat. They come out of bounds.
9-0 lead now for Wagenhofer on the other mat on Dawson Hocklesvik here at 152 pounds.
But we've got a 2-2 match here between Cam Raising and Tom Kanoki. Raising again on the bottom, comes up in a tripod position. Tom heavy on the shoulders. Raising up, Tom drops down to a leg. But Raising comes out to face him and comes over the top of the head, got in a seatbelt position, takes him to his back, and he's getting back points now. Just lift our elbows way too far out away from our side. Allowed Raising to get under it. Didn't stay in good position. And Raising's getting back. He's got 3 back at least now, and he gets a fall.
It happens in 2:29 now. Wagenhofer has Hocklesvik on his back. He gets 3 back points as the second period comes to a close as Wagenhofer leads 13-0. So Raising moving on to face Pekanowski on the front side of the bracket. And Wagenhofer is going to take top here in the third period against Dawson Hocklesvik. Winner of the Wagenhofer-Hocklesvik match will face Neil Clement of Crestwood, the top seed, and Wagenhofer just completes the fall in 4-10 on Dawson Hocklesvik. 41st win of the year for Zach Wagenhofer.
And we're going to 152 here on the purple mat, and we're going to have Ryan Gorman, the third seed from New Hampton, 36-5, a junior, against Dylan Korish. Charles City, 14-19, a freshman.
Other mat, we're still at 152 with Christian Hansmeyer of Waukon and Cole Stanford of Owine.
We're scoreless over here between Gorman and Korish. Nice ankle pick by Gorman. Got it up in the air now. Lifted higher. He's got Hansmeyer off, or Korish off the mat. Korish working to hold Gorman's head down, and he gets his leg free. Good shot by Gorman, but can't make anything out of it. Another ankle pick. And this time he leaves it on the mat, tries to drive Gorman flat. He does, and comes up on top. Little scramble there.
And now Cole Stanford has Hansmeyer cradled up on the far end of things. Stanford at 31-4. Hansmeyer the 7th seed at 26-15.
Yeah, it's a pretty good 7th seed.
Which means probably most of his 15 losses were to the other 6 kids in the bracket.
That's probably true.
But 52, probably one of the, I'd have to say, one of the highlighted weight classes today, with Clement of Crestwood at 29-7, Stanford the 2 seed at 31-4, 3 seed Ryan Gorman at 36-5, the 4 seed Wagenhofer at 40-11.
I guess what that tells you is Wagenhofer apparently has lost to the other 3 guys in the bracket.
Yep.
But not to too many others.
Yeah. And Waverly wrestles such a schedule that their kids are gonna have a lot of matches. They go to a lot of dual tournaments. Stanford has Hansmeyer cradled up with 22 seconds left here in the first period. Mike Denner awards the fall at 145. Win for Cole Stanford across the way, and he moves on to the semifinals, and he will face the winner of the Gorman-Korish match on the near end of the mat. So
get some of those bigger tournaments, so you can get, the rule says you can wrestle 5 matches in a day.
And Waverly does a lot of dual tournaments where they'll go to a dual tournament on a weekend and get 10 matches.
Yep.
So.
And I just happened to be perusing the rule book and discovered that actually you can get more than 5 in a day now.
Really?
If they happen to be forfeits or buys.
Oh.
Used to be they were inclusive, and now they're exclusive of forfeits and buys. So it's possible, I suppose. And there we've got Gorman. He just picked up Dylan Korish here.
And finished him.
And put him to his back and stuck him.
So Gorman will face Stanford in the semifinals at 152 pounds. 9-0. Actually, let's see. Stanford's still wrestling. Actually,
Stanford's still wrestling. He is ahead 9-0 though. So
there must have been something like a potentially dangerous or an injury instead of the fall. So a 9-0 lead for Stanford as we start the second period. So 160, Isaiah Mitchell up.
Yep, Isaiah Mitchell got the number 3 seed with a 20-12 record.
Isaiah's had a nice junior year.
He's had a nice junior year. He's had a nice junior year. He's come a long ways. A little shot there at Stefan, but doesn't get the leg. Continues on the shot though. He's in deeper. Got to come up. Got to come up. Pretty good position. Got his head. Now he goes across for the far knee. Didn't quite get it. Barzagar there, but needed to drive a little farther. Now Stefan comes in after Kelly, and they're out of bounds.
9-0 the lead still for Stanford across the way on Hansmeyer of Waukon.
And there's a shot by Stefan. And he's got Isaiah down. Isaiah's still got an underhook in. Trying to elevate. Isaiah keeps trying to elevate. Stefan trying to step over. He's over one leg. Can't get over the other one. Now Isaiah puts himself, kind of tries to get himself up on top. He'd have that leg in if he can get up on top. And there he is. He's up on top. And he's into the far crotch, almost like a crotch lift. And riding on top here. A little high. Best thing to do is hang on here. Stefan tries to headhunt. Isaiah doing a pretty good job keeping the head up, but he's still too high. But about all he can do is hang on, and this is absolutely the definition of a stalemate when one wrestler can't advance without letting go of something. And so we're going with Stefan down.
28 seconds left in the second period. On the other mat, Cole Stanford of Owine with an 11-0 lead on Tristan Hansmeyer, the sophomore pro walk-on.
And Garrett Stefan, even though 6th seed here, 17 in wins, 23 losses. Obviously, he's a quality wrestler too, so no easy match.
Well, it should be. So.
No, well, 3rd and 6th seed, a lot of times the 6th seed is just 1 or 2 wins, something like that. But no, here's a kid with 17 wins.
Yeah, I'm looking big picture there.
Yeah, well, a lot of tournaments by the time you get down to the 6th man. The records drop off a long ways, but it just goes to show the strength of the Northeast Iowa Conference.
Yep. Second period done on the black mat. Stanford leading 11-0 on Hansmeyer. As they go to the 3rd, Stanford will start in the down position.
Stefan started on the bottom, stands up. Nice job of putting him back down again by Isaiah Mitchell. Putting him down hard. Now he picks up an ankle. Stefan back to his knees again. A good recovery. Isaiah still riding the ankle, trying to break him down. Stefan bounces back up. Isaiah looking quite aggressive on top. Way to be. Looking to drive him back down. Stefan to his knees now. Isaiah drives him back forward. Back to his belly. Stefan recovers, comes to his feet. That's out of bounds, ref. And finally blows the whistle. Takes him back to the mat where Stefan will start down.
Stanford just completes a tech fall of Tristan Hansmeyer of walk-on. A 16-0 lead for Stanford, so he will move on to face Ryan Gorman in the semifinals at 152.
Sit out by Stefan, and he gets some clearance and breaks the hands and gets away with 1 point. 2-2 now. And one takedown by Isaiah and a couple escapes by Stefan. Working on the edge of the mat.
And on the other mat here at 160, Carter Furman of walk-on and Elliott Phillips of Owine wrestling one another.
Isaiah shoots Stefan out of bounds. They come back to the center.
Winner of the Mitchell match will face the winner of Bating and Childs, which is on deck. Drew Bating for New Hampton, Brandon Childs of Charles Cities.
And a shot by Stefan. Stall warning on Isaiah. He comes around and gets the 2 back points, even though he so covered the leg. Stefan still has hands locked around Isaiah's leg. Got to get your leg back, break those hands. Can't wrestle with the other guy controlling your leg like that. Now he's getting back points. Stefan tried to roll through on the edge of the mat.
He only got the count of 1.
Yeah, count of 1 was all. And we go back center with Garrett Stefan still down. Second period, 25 seconds left. Isaiah Mitchell on top.
0-0 across the way with Carter Furman, a 30-win kid as the 4 seed for walk-on, taking on Elliott Phillips, a 500 kid for Owine.
Stefan came up to his feet, real good stand-up, hand control, and was away for 1, makes it 4-3.
Furman gets in on a shot, gets an ankle pick, and drops Phillips down to the mat. And Furman takes a 2-0 lead here at 60. The winner of that will face Seth Walker of Waverly Shellrock, the top seed at 160 pounds.
So Isaiah Mitchell still leads 4-3 going into the 3rd period. And it'll be Isaiah's choice, and he chooses down. I hope he realizes that he chose down because he wanted to get up and get out, not to sit there. On the whistle.
And Isaiah has been warned for stalling as well.
Switch, it comes around, gets 2 reversal. Nice roll through by Garrett Stefan. Tries to, but leaves his arm behind. Mitchell has the arm, controls it, brings it back to the mat. So it's 6-3 right now with Isaiah Mitchell on top of Garrett Stefan.
2-1 at the end of the 1st period across the way with Elliott Phillips trailing Carter Furman of walk-on. Phillips for Owine.
And Stefan is up for an escape, makes it 6-4. I hate to see that. That means, a takedown part of Stefan will tie it up. And Isaiah's had a stalling call against him, so he's got to stay active. Can't be too defensive. One of those situations where you want to try and hold your position. Stay in close, still wrestle. Shot by the part of Stefan. Isaiah comes around behind him, but Stefan comes right back to his feet. That'd be a reversal if they were down the mat, but since it's we need a takedown here, we didn't get it, and they go out of bounds with Isaiah on top, but too far out of bounds to score. So 6-4, minute 4 left. Isaiah Mitchell ahead of Garrett Stefan.
Furman leading Phillips 2-1 on the black mat. 1:34 left in the second period. Phillips started in the down position.
And there's a strange seed there. We've got Carter Furman with 30 wins, only 12 losses in the 5th seed. Obviously, Elliott Phillips has beaten him during the year.
And another takedown here for
Isaiah Mitchell. Makes it 8-4. Got him a little cushion now with 34 seconds left, and he kind of lets Stefan come to his feet. Now he needs to stay in position, but we can take a stalling call. Although, again, that'll put him within Stefan within 2 points. And he gets a stalling call, and official Becker gives Garrett Stefan 1 point to make it 8-6. Stefan tries a front headlock here from his feet. He's going to go for some kind of a throw. Mitchell in on a leg, driving him toward the mat. Kind of stopped the edge of the mat. That's okay. Eats a lot of clock up. 8 seconds left.
And all of a sudden it switched to 8-7 there. It should be 8-6, I do believe.
Yeah, it should be 8-6. That was a 1 point stalling call. Yeah, that should be 8-6.
Yep, but Mitchell gets the win nonetheless.
Yep.
Which is the key thing, and he'll take on the winner of Bating and Childs later on. So Isaiah Mitchell moves on for the Decorah Vikings at 160 pounds. A 2-2 match now between Furman and Phillips across the way, and now another ankle pick for Furman, and Furman able to get the takedown on Elliott Phillips of Owine. Furman getting the takedown. They go out of bounds with 12 seconds left in the second period. It is a lead of 4-2 for Carter Furman.
And we're still at 160, and we're going to have Drew Bating from New Hampton, 18-15 record against Brandon Childs, Charles City, second seed, 26-9.
And a 4-2 lead for Carter Furman as we go to the third period across the way. Furman will take the down position.
And there we've got a shot by Brandon Childs. Bating tried a fairly weak whizzer, wasn't tight enough, and he failed out. We've got Brandon Childs leading 2-0. Brandon Childs cuts Bating in on another single. Head inside. Got a whizzer here by Bating. Brandon Childs, senior, just pretty tough. Got Bating to the mat again for another takedown. Makes it 4-1.
4-2 lead for Furman across the way with minute 30 left in the third period. Getting the escape is Furman now, and he has a 5-2 lead here at 160. Both these matches are at 160 right now. Good crowd on hand, as you would expect, here at the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament here in Owine.
Yeah, looking around, I'd just say the gym is full.
Yep.
And
I know press row is full here, so
that's the way we like to see it.
I've taken a couple of elbows from Greg Hubden of Waverly, and Dave Anderson tried to punch me, but I countered that one pretty well.
Yeah, by putting me in the middle of it.
Exactly.
Between you two. We're still 4-1 over here between Drew Bating and Brandon Childs.
5-2 lead for Furman across the way with 43 seconds left in the third period. Carter Furman trying to earn the right to take on Seth Walker of Waverly Shellrock, who's the top seed and got a first-round bye.
And Brandon Childs gives the optional start, but still tries to follow, but ends up letting Bating go, makes it 4-2. But Childs in on another takedown at the edge of the mat. When he hits a double or a single, whatever, it's tight. He carries his hips through nicely and finishes it.
So 5-2 the lead for Furman. 10 seconds left in the period across the way. Carter Furman of Walk-On appears to get his 31st win of the year,
and again,
as he will defeat Elliott Phillips of Walk-On, and Furman will move on to face Seth Walker of Waverly Shellrock.
And there we've got Childs in again on another takedown. We give Bading an intentional release. He's got 2 more, makes it 8-3.
And across at the black mat, it'll be Blaine Swenson of Walk-On taking on Aaron White of Charles City. Blaine Swenson, a 28-11 record, the 5 seed, and Aaron White, the 4 seed, at 14-9. Blaine Swenson, no relation, to emphasize.
We've got going into the second period now, 8-3 lead. Brandon Childs over Drew Bading. Childs has been able to. I don't think he's missed a single takedown that he's shot. He's completed. He's got a 100% completion rate.
Just a real solid kid.
Yes. I'm looking forward to the finals match. I think that should be a good one. Probably between Walker, Waverly, and Child. Obviously, Walker's beaten him during the season.
Of course, if it's Walker and Isaiah Mitchell, you won't complain too much.
Well, no, that'll be okay too. I was just looking at the seeds.
Yep.
Another deep shot by Childs. Makes it 10-3.
I'm just pointing out, we all know what assuming does, Dave.
That's right. That's true.
A 2-0 lead here with Charles City is wrestler Aaron White taking a lead on Blaine Swenson of Walk-On, Austin Duffy of Owine.
There's a 2-point tilt by Childs.
His opponent.
The 12-3.
Would be the opponent of the winner over there, I should say, as Duffy got the top seat. We're wrestling at 160 and 170 pounds here early on in the day at the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament. Glad you're with us at KDECradio.com.
Get another more back points, another ball and chain tilt. Another 2 more for Brandon Childs. And now 14-3.
A tilt across the way for Aaron White. He gets tilt on Blaine Swenson, leads at 5-0. Swenson gets to his feet, but White goes down to the knee as the period comes to a close. And the lead is 5-0 for White as we go to the second period.
And we start the third period. 14-3. Brandon Childs on top. Working hard to get an arm behind the back. Got wrist control. Nothing behind the back yet. Bading comes back to his knees. Childs riding pretty high here. A lot of chest pressure. Work controlling the wrists. He's looking to get 2-on-1 wrist control. Now he's getting the other arm up behind the back, but we've got Bading got knee together a little close to his head, tried to cradle. Time ran out. We're going into the third period, still 14-3.
White with top. And White with the takedown across the way as he leads Blaine Swenson by a 7-0 margin.
Childs tries to switch here, doesn't work, but he comes out, faces Bading. Now he's trying to get an arm, tries to whip over. Bading rolls all the way through.
White just completed the fall across the way in 2:59.
They got 2 points out of the whip over, so they got his reversal. And back on top. Good wrist control. 5.5. Now he's got 2-on-1 wrist control. I'm sure he'll probably come out and try another tilt. Been pretty successful with that.
Cole Denner and Austin Keck starting up at 170 on the black mat. Denner 20-3, the senior for New Hampton. Austin Keck 3-6, the senior for Decorah.
And we're still 16-3. Childs goes to an optional start. Bating stands up but doesn't get away. Giles locked up around the waist, tries to take him down to his back. Bating bellies out. Still 16-3.
Denner in on a single with Keck. Keck now bails as Denner covers him and makes it a 2-0 lead. Trying to get to his base and now getting to his feet is Keck. But good hip pressure by Denner returns him to the mat right in front of the New Hampton coaching staff. A 2-0 lead for Denner.
Childs has a wing on. I went around the head, got another 2 near fall. Make it 18-3.
And that's it.
Takes him back to the mat. Then the match is over. 18-3 tech fall for Brandon Childs.
Tech happens in 5:41, so Childs moves on to face Isaiah Mitchell for Decorah. Now Denner getting back points on Keck with a turn across the way. At 170 pounds, he has 3 points waiting for him once the hold is given up.
And we're up to 170, and we're going to have Trevor Byram, Waverly Shell Rock, against Stone Peckham from Cresco. Stone Peckham is a freshman with a 10 wins, 18 losses record. Trevor Byram from Waverly Shell Rock, 30-18. Again, pretty good record to be a 3rd seed.
Blood time here across the way as Denner will get the cleanup as Keck getting cleaned up as well. 5-0 the lead for Cole Denner at 170 pounds as he leads Austin Keck with 23 seconds left in the first period.
Trevor Byram from Waverly taking Stone Peckham down with a headlock and finishes it off.
28 seconds.
28 seconds.
So Byram moves on to the semis to face the Keck Denner winner. Will be up next at 182. 6-man bracket there. Jameer Moore of Waverly Shell Rock getting the first round bye. Joe Frieden of Waukon getting the first round bye as the number 2 seed. And Andy Lilligraven for Decorah and Brian Graves of Owine will be the 3-6 matchup. The 4-5 matchup, Noah Glazier of New Hampton and Alex Kaler of Charles City. They've staffed the blood time across the way at the black mat as Cole Denner leads at 5-0 with 23 seconds left in the first period.
And of course Glazier, New Hampton, a sophomore with a 25-win record. Pretty good for a 5th seed. Alex Kaler, Charles City, 17-15. This is one of those brackets a lot of times in the seedings meeting. It's pretty hard to maybe tell who's the best. We'll just let them decide. We'll know in about 6 minutes.
Yeah. You know what? 6 minutes of mat time usually decides a lot.
That's right. That'll decide.
At least that day.
At least that day. And
Denner will lead 5-0 on Austin Keck of Decorah at 170 after the first period.
And that's one of those situations, you know, Glazier's 25 wins. Maybe coaches think he deserves a little better, but apparently he hasn't beaten Lilligraven. And hey, maybe he can come out here, but it looks like Kaler from Charles City will have something to say about that because he just took Glazier to the mat. Nice double leg. To a lift.
Denner started in the down position, gets a quick reversal on Austin Keck, and Cole Denner now with a 7-0 lead. .135 left in the period at 170 over there.
And 2-1 right now. Kaler let Glazier go. Back on his feet. 46 seconds left first period. 5 of these 7 teams will be in Decorah next Saturday for the sectional tournament beginning at noon. Of course, Waverly Shell Rock, a 3A team, and Charles City is going to go west. The 6th team at that sectional will be North Fayette Valley. Tiger Hawks pretty tough in the upper weights, with a defending state runner-up in Nick Baumler and Jordan Baumler as well. As hard ride out there at your mat there, David. Yeah, hard shot. They're out of bounds by Kaler. Scored no points on it.
Denner now leading 13-0 on Austin Keck with 33 seconds left in the second period.
We stopped this match for a restart there.
Becker giving both men a little talking to.
Yeah, I really didn't see anything that really happened. I mean, he drove Glazer quite a ways right up into the New Hampton coaches. Collapsed, but good hard drive. He started well inbounds. Now he gets a 2-point takedown as time runs out.
Second
4-1.
Second period done at 182 on the black mat with Denner leading 13-0. And a neutral start in the third period as Keck had his choice and starts neutral.
We start with Glazer down. Keck comes on, Kaler comes on top.
And takedown there for Denner, and he completes the tech ball in 4 minutes and 13 seconds. A 15-0 win for Cole Denner of New Hampton over Austin Keck of Decorah. We move on to 182. On the other mat, I believe this will be Andy Littlegraven of Decorah and Brian Graves of Owine.
Now we've got a nice takedown here by Austin Kaler. Put Noah Glazer flat on his back. Clamping down pretty good. Glazer working to get out, but he gets the fall here for Alex Kaler, Charles City.
And on a shot is Brian Grave. Andy able to whizzer out of it. Both men get back to their feet. They wrestle on the side of the mat. Head-to-head tie with both men. Two long, kind of lanky kids here at 182 with Graves, the freshman from Owine, and Littlegraven, the sophomore from Decorah at 16-6. Andy with a snap down and a takedown to make it 2-0. At 182 pounds, the winner of that one will face Joe Frieden of Walk On. Andy working off to the side now. That's the arm up on the back, tries to run it.
We're at 195.
Trying to get to his feet was Graves, but Andy able to snap him back down. Now has the arm locked up on the back. Tries to pull it towards him with 1:05 left in the first period.
Yeah, we've got Nick Jacobs, Charles City against Jared Knutson from Crestwood. Knutson with a 5-28 record. Jacobs, the third seed, 28-11.
Littlegraven still trying to work Graves. Graves has gotten his arm away from Littlegraven, and some blood time for Graves across the way. So
you've got a 2-point takedown.
About a minute left in the first period, Littlegraven leads it by a 2-0 margin.
Jacobs with a takedown, 2-0 against Jared Knutson. Knutson starts down in the neutral position. Minute 14 left, first period. Knutson goes stand up. Graves locks him behind, takes him back down to the mat. Got the wrist tied up, trying to keep Knutson flat. Now he's got the arms tied up, getting back points. And he's got a count of 5. That'll make it 5-0.
Blood time still being counted on Brian Graves of Owine across the way. A cut right around the eye area. And the blood has been clotted now with 4:09 left in the period.
And we've got Jacobs with a crossface.
4:09 of blood time, I should say.
Takes Knutson to the back. It's a couple more back points. Makes it 8-0. Now he's got a rib city or barbed wire, and he's going to put over the head with that. Now he comes back across the body, looking to lock both legs up. And now he's pretty much straight on top, parallel with him, and he gets the fall with 18 seconds left in the period. So Nick Jacobs.
1:42, the time of the fall, as Dave mentioned. Blood time done across the way with Littlegraven covering up with 45 seconds left in the period.
And Nick Jacobs from Charles City will face Daniel Ott next round. Ott, second seed with a bye.
And you know, as we always say, that'll be an exciting match.
That'll be an exciting match. It always is. And here we've got
Tyler Flack.
Yeah, fifth seed, 14-9 against Dawson Reagan, 18-16 from Waukon. And those kids have battled each other back and forth here all season.
More blood time here for Graves across the way. 2-0 lead for Andy Littlegraven. Something about an Andy Lilligreven match means blood time.
Seems to.
You recall the last time we were on the air together, Andy almost used his full allotment of 5 minutes of blood time.
Fortunately, this time it's not Andy.
Yes.
This match here between Dawson Reagan and Tyler Flock has went back and forth. Flock comes up behind, and referee Becker says he had Flock had his hand down on the mat, so that's 2 points. A little too easy. And so Dawson Reagan leads Tyler Flock 2-0. Got to have more motion, more fight.
Blood time stopped with 3:19 left in the blood time allotment. A 2-0 lead still for Lilligreven, and they're late in the first period.
We've got Flack moving to a stand-up, broke the wrists, broke the hands, but Reagan dropped down on the leg and took him out of bounds to maintain control. And Flack comes back up, on his feet. He can get to his feet. Now he's got to get those hands broke. And good job. Now we get a stalling call against Reagan because he doesn't put him back down on the mat fast enough. That's the time it's probably well-deserved because he wasn't trying too hard. There's no motion there really by anybody. It's always the guy on top that'll get called.
And he let Flack go to make it 2-1. They're still cleaning up the blood across the way with Lilligreven leading 2-0.
And that's one of those situations where he got both the stalling call and lost the point.
Flack and Reagan at 220 pounds. Of course, Tyler, one of his biggest wins of the year was a fall to complete a victory over West Delaware this year.
Now it's two young men have probably Tyler Flack a little bit taller maybe than Reagan, but two baby bulls out there, and they get on their feet there. They butt heads, and you don't see an awful lot of motion. We could, both wrestlers could move a little more, but they try to hold their position. Little half shot by Flack. Reagan in on the underhook and a collar tie, and time runs out. 2-1. Dawson Reagan against Tyler Flack.
The Graves and Lilligreven match back underway with 26 seconds left in the period. Andy working off the side now, working through the crotch area, trying to tilt him that way. That doesn't work. Andy looking at a far side cradle, now moves the arm up on the back. Graves able to get out of that hold, and that 10 seconds left in the period. Andy still leading by a 2-0 margin. Lilligreven working off to the side as the period comes to a close.
And here comes Dawson Reagan up into a tripod, breaks loose, but Tyler Flack is right down on a leg again. Preserve his position on top. Got Reagan broke down pretty flat now, but he's riding awfully parallel. Getting stalling calls lets you get outside. The stalling calls could come into play here because Reagan has one already when he didn't put Flack back to the mat quick enough. So
Andy Lilligreven chooses down to start the second period against Graves. Andy trying to get to his feet, trying to switch now, but Graves stops that motion.
We've got Tyler Flack trying to get ahead in the side cradle. And we've got stalling on Dawson Reagan, which gives Tyler Flack a point. That's good move on the part of Tyler Flack to get out to the side. The way Dawson Reagan had his hips turned, there was no chance that was going to work, but it still got him a point.
And Andy Lilligreven with a reversal on the black mat, and Andy leads 4-0 now. Trying that half, but able to get to the base was Graves. But Andy putting in that tough ride. He's been very tough on top. Got an early takedown in the first period, but hasn't been able to turn him yet, but does lead 4-0, and Andy controlling the match here at 182 pounds.
And there's another point for Tyler Flack, simply because he's got his head right in Reagan's back, trying to get a cradle.
And here's a reversal for Graves as Andy tried to turn him, lost the grips. Graves went headhunting and had him on his back for a second, but he just ends up giving up the reversal. It's a 4-2 lead for Lilligreven, and more blood time for Brian Graves.
We've got 4 seconds left, and Tyler Flack still on top, riding Dawson Reagan out. And he's going to ride him out the whole period, but even more important than riding him out was the 2 points the referee gave him for stalling. You don't see that very often, but that's because Reagan wasn't doing anything.
Well, and Tyler was.
Well, yeah, he was. Well, yeah, sort of.
More than Reagan.
Sort of.
More than Reagan.
Sort of. But there was no way he was going to make that cradle work. He should have jumped over the other side, tried something else. But hey, we got 2 points. Now he's up to his feet. He's got another one, leading 5-3.
Blood time stopped across the way as Graves will start in the top position, leading or trailing Little Graven 4-2. They're in the second period.
I see your Coach Habel here encouraging to hang on Reagan's head real heavy with both hands. He's done that before when he wrestled him and had pretty good luck once if you're hanging on that head with both hands.
Little Graven an escape to make it 5-2.
And both wrestlers here hand fighting. Again, you got the hands locked up around Dustin Reagan's head, trying to pull that head down.
Graves in on a shot, but near the edge of the mat, and they go out of bounds. Yeah. 5-2 the lead for Andy Lilligraven. 35 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, coach is encouraging him to lock up on that head, pull that head down. Again, there's not too much that Tyler can do with that, but it keeps Reagan from scoring, and that's what they're looking for right now. Plus, he can do, when he does that, he can drive into Reagan. In fact, he drove Reagan off the mat out of bounds. Now he gives it up, makes a shot, and Reagan tries to get around behind him, but Tyler does a good job of turning and coming back to his feet. Now he's locking the head up again.
Andy in on the legs of Graves. Graves around the waist of Andy, but Andy covers the legs of Graves, and at the end of the second period, Lilligraven ends up getting a takedown, and now it's a 7-2 lead for Lilligraven as we head to the third period, and Graves is going to go top. Tyler
just walked Reagan out of bounds with that locked up around the head, and he got 2 stall points. Reagan, didn't turn in at the edge of the mat, back straight out, and even though Tyler's really stalling with that locking his head up, but as long as he can push Reagan straight out of bounds, they're not going to call him.
And as long as your back's to the center, you're in good shape, right?
Well, that's right. That's right. Locking 2 hands on the head like that on the part of Tyler, that's nothing but stalling in itself. But if Reagan isn't going to wrestle with him, if he's just going to back out, well, there goes another stalling call.
And Lilligraven gets a reversal across the way to make it a 9-2 lead for Andy.
And that's the last stalling call. And so that's win by disqualification from Tyler Flack, and that's as good as a fall.
Exactly. Flack wins on the stall out.
Yeah, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The walk-on coaches aren't even arguing the point.
They're getting after Reagan, actually.
Well, yeah, they were getting after Reagan. I mean, it was so simple. All he'd have to do was turn at the edge of the mat and make it look like he's wrestling. And quite possibly Tyler could have got stalled for that move, because that's what it was. But when the other guy backed straight out, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Lilligraven in the third period with 40 seconds left, leading by a 9-2 match. Andy has pretty much controlled this match the whole way, except for one slip on a move, which ended up Andy being on his back briefly, but it was only a Graves reversal that gave him the score. So a 9-2 lead for Andy Lilligraven. It'd be nice if he could get a little bit of a turn here and get his team a bonus point here.
Yeah, 6 seconds left. We could use it. We're going to have on this mat here, we're still at 220, and we're going to see Tom Clark from New Hampton, a freshman with no record at all, against Aaron Malloy from Charles City. Pretty darn good wrestler. It takes Clark right to his back.
Lilligraven ends up getting the win at 182 by 9-2 margin.
Clark bellied out, but Malloy's got a cradle now, and he's going to bring him back in a cradle. And he's got the fall.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was. Minute 39 left. Instead of the
21 seconds.
21 seconds for Malloy.
Between the two of us, we figure stuff out.
Yeah. So I'll let you work the math.
And over here on the black mat, it's Aaron Day of New Hampton and Robbie McKeeman of Owine. Day, a sophomore at 22 and 18, and Robbie McKeeman, a junior at 20 and 14. And I believe Day just started wrestling last year. He didn't wrestle in junior high at all.
We're going to run over here at 285, and it looks like we've got Henry Horan from Owine, the number 4 seed, 22 and 14. against Noah Fensky, freshman 10 and 24. And Fensky, obviously, the lighter of the two. A lot of difference in size here. Fensky's pretty tall, very tall, slender, yeah. Well-built freshman. About another 3 years on the weights, and he'll be a real man. Henry Horan is a little bit more like a fire plug, a little much shorter. And Horan is down on the leg now at the edge of the mat, and trying to pull it back in. He goes out bounds there, and referee Ackerman brings it back to the center of the mat.
No score between Day and McKeeman, New Hampton and Owine at 195 pounds.
Heavyweight, another tough weight. We've got Brody Tupy from Charles City, excellent wrestler, 33 and 6, followed by Jacob Knutson from Cresco at 23 and 9, and then third seed is Cole Headington, 23 and 10. So
Cole's kid had another nice year.
Yeah, yes he has. He's done well for us. But that's top weight, and he's beat Henry Horan in the duel. That's why he has the number 3 seed, and Horan's here down at 4th. And this is one of those situations where that difference between 3rd and 4th seed is pretty important, because I think Brody Tupy, Charles City, the number 1 seed, far and away. And a real good call by Ackerman. Never thought I'd hear that. Goodness, but
I'm going to play that back, and it's going to come back to haunt you.
That looked like it should have been a takedown, but the foot went out just for an instant. So foot went out.
You feeling well today, Dave?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay. That's was the call that they should have had. And now Owine's trying a headlock, doesn't get it. And Fensky comes up on top, but Horan rolls him through. You got a body like Horan, a roll works pretty good. Once he's on top, why Fensky had no chance. And so we get the fall, Henry Horan, only 2 seconds left in the period.
Horan at 285 will face Brody Tupy of Charles City. But you'll recall when Headington faced Tupy in the duel, I believe, what was it, 4-2?
Yes, it was close.
Yeah,
it was close.
And Cole not giving up a 4 or 5 or 6 was key in the dual
win
victory that night.
Key in the dual win. It was one of those matches where there was no question. And he gets a forfeit. Evan Kramer from Waverly Shell Rock, 7 and 24, decides he wants no part of Cole Headington.
And now we're already moving up to the semifinals at 106 pounds. So Cole gets to win the easy way. He'll take on Jacob Knutson of Crestwood. So
good as a fall.
1-0 at 106. It'll be Philip Eady and Dylan Robinson.
Dylan Robinson, a junior, 36 and 5. Philip, 28 and 3.
This should be a good one.
Eady makes kind of a half shot to come back to their feet. Robinson working a collar tie. Need to get some motion going here. A shot by Eady from too far away, though. Not set up very well. Robinson comes in a front head, makes a counter shot, come back to their feet again, neutral. Robinson working to control the ties, working with an overhook. Got a 2-on-1 Russian on Eady. So trying to come out of it, trying to control the arms. Little throw by Robinson. Phillips squares up. And Eady makes a shot there on the edge of the mat.
Across the way at 195,
Robinson gets a leg in, gets 2 points. Eady tried to pull him kind of over his head, but Robinson, good job of sticking the head in, or sticking the leg in. Doesn't really have a lot of control, but he's got the 2 points.
Robbie McKeeman with a 6-2 lead on Aaron Day. Owine leading New Hampton in the final first round match across the way at 195.
And come back to the center of the mat. Phillip, a sophomore, Robinson, junior. Phillips ups down. Important now to get away and get a point here, score. Denner takes the Caution there. Wants Robinson to make sure he has that hand on the navel instead of starting with a tight waist. This time of the year, should have been a caution. Robinson tightens the waist up, brings Edie down. Phillip has had trouble getting out from the bottom. Real tight waist being applied by Robinson. Robinson working an arm. Phillip coming to his feet. He's on his feet now. Now he's got to get hand control. There he's got the hand broken, and 1 point escape makes it 2-1. Good job of standing up there by Phillip. A position where he has had a little trouble during the year, certain matches.
Across the way, it's a 7-2 lead now for Robbie McKeenan of Owine on Arian Day of New Hampton with 1:42 left here in the third period.
Now we've got Robinson back to the center of the mat. Shot from too far away by Phillip. Got himself a little extended. Robinson comes on top, front headlock. Edie comes up to a tripod. And time's up. Score still 2-1.
This is one of those weight classes at 106. You could legitimately see a fourth place kid at the conference tournament today being on the stand in Des Moines.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. This Albrecht kid from Waverly Shell Rocks, 34-15. He's not shabby. And we had a tough, it was a tough 6-pound class last year. And now to have 2 years in a row with this quality of wrestlers at 106 is pretty unusual.
Not to give any premonitions, but the 6th champion last year was the state champion.
That's
and Michael Millage, who's now at 120.
That's right. And it might be a reflection on the fact that they moved the weight up to 6. We're at 3. Some of these kids probably wouldn't be making it.
Yep.
So Robinson doing a good job on top, controlling Phillip's arms. Got Phillip extended down on the mat. Got 1:21 left. Now he's got Phillip's arm up on behind his back. We just can't allow that to happen. You got to keep control of your own arms when you're on the bottom. You just cannot wrestle successfully on the bottom when the other guy's got your arms up behind your back. Robinson working out to the side, trying to get shoulder exposure. Again, he's making use of that arm up behind the back. He's just not letting Phillip get that out of there. And still riding out to the side. Again, arm behind the back. Over the leg, so Phillip can't swirl out away. And
the last match of the first round now done as Robbie McKeenan of Owine wins 9-2 over Aaron Day of New Hampton.
And still now a hammerlock up on the butt, still on the back. Now Phillip looks like he's getting the arm free. Robinson trying to change something else. But now Phillip has both his arms free, bringing the base under him, coming to his feet, but they're out of bounds. And there's only 15 seconds left.
I take that back. There's one more left here at 220 pounds. Trevor Trendy of Crestwood and Riley Steckelberg of Waverly Sherrock. Trendy with the early takedown to make it 2-0.
We got 15 seconds left. Phillip needs to explode, and he is up on his feet very quickly. Up on the feet. He's got the arms broke free, that they're out of bounds, and we still don't have the escape, and there's 11 seconds left.
And Trendy has Steckelberg on his back and gets the fall in 29 seconds. So Trevor Trendy with the fall for the Crestwood Cadets, and he'll move on to the semifinals to take on Aaron Malloy.
Now we get a caution on Robinson. Still trying to start with a tight waist. Benner says, told you once, won't tell you twice. Phillip tries to stand up, comes up. Now he's on his feet, working on hand control, getting hand control, coming to turn around. Robinson, nice job following him. They're back down on their knees, and that will be end of the match, end of the period, rather. 2-1, Dylan Robinson leading Phillip Edie.
And the other semifinal now underway at 106 pounds. Caden Anderlich, the top seed for Crestwood, taking on Dylan Albrecht of Waverly Shellrock, the number 4 seed.
And we've got Robinson down, a real wide stance on the bottom, legs apart, arms apart. And referee blows the whistle. Robinson comes up in a tripod. Phillip trying to chop the arm, tight around the waist. Robinson trying to work that arm around the waist, trying to control it. Phillip hips in tight, breaking Robinson down. Robinson doing a good job of trying to control Phillip's hands from the underneath position. And Phillip has a wing on the near side, wing in a tight waist.
One of 3 losses for Phillip this year has been to a New Hampton wrestler, but it was to Mason Cleveland and not Dylan Robinson.
Now Phillip goes to the other side, trying a half, but he's still got the wing. Robinson, he's doing the best he can to get out of bounds. Phillip trying to turn him in. They say they're out.
1:16 left in the period there. No score between Anderlecht and Albrecht across the way. 0-0 the score there with 47 seconds left in the first period.
And we got Robinson down on the mat. Good wide stance. Phillip tripods up, tries to turn in. Phillip chops the arm. Again, Robinson working hard to control, but now Phillip's got the arm around the waist. And he's got the wing in. Apparently Robinson a little susceptible to that wing. But trouble is Phillip's not breaking him down. It's hard to wing a guy over if he's on his knees. And he's got that other arm on the other side to post. But we've got to take that post away from him. We've got to get his hips over. Phillip putting a lot of pressure crossways. Robinson just driving his feet out of bounds. Phillip goes out of bounds, but turns Robinson in before he gets out. So no out of bounds call there. Phillip still riding tough with that wing on. Robinson trying to keep that wing down around the waist. Phillip trying to drive out around the head. Got the arm trapped on the other side. Robinson is keeping that shoulder down. And got Robinson turned pretty flat, but he's got his hips turned. Now we jump to the other side. We've got to keep that wing. Now Robinson pretty flat on his belly, but we still got the wing in.
12 seconds left in the period there.
Yeah, and Phillip's still driving, but we're not getting any near fall points. Now Phillip jumps to the other side. And now he's got points.
Where's back point?
No. Count of one, Denner says.
He finally got that turn with inside of 5 seconds, but yep. Dylan Robinson is moving on to the finals for New Hampton with a 2-1 win over Phillip Eady.
Tough match.
I believe all 4 of Phillip's losses have been by 1 point, and that's the thing. You got Anderlecht of Crestwood, you got Eady of Decorah, you got Dylan Robinson of New Hampton, and they're all going to be in the same sectional.
That's right. Yeah, the only one out of there will be Albrecht, Wade with Shellrock.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what North Fayette brings in.
I don't think they have a 6-pounder, to be honest.
I think that's probably right. I believe they've been forfeiting maybe the first 2 weights.
Yes.
But
you look at those top 3 kids.
Yeah.
They're 3 kids capable of being on the stand in Des Moines, but sometimes you're a victim of geography.
That's right. And here we've got Corbin Rowley against Noah Phi from New Hampton. Phi in with a quick takedown. And Noah Phi, 38-3 record, sophomore, 3rd in the state tournament last year as a 6-pounder. Got Corbin Rowley on his back, getting near fall points, and got the fall about 33 seconds.
Noah now 39-3 on the season. So. Second period across the way at 106 pounds. Anderlecht and Albrecht are scoreless. Anderlecht and Albrecht started in the down position. Anderlecht working through the crotch area, trying to hook something up there.
And we've got coming up here Derek Wyatt, the 2nd seed, 32-8, a senior, against Miles Howe, another senior, 35-8. And goodness sakes, that's some pretty good records. 35-32 wins, and somebody's not going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
And both seniors at 113.
Wow.
That doesn't happen very often.
0-0 going to the 3rd period. Anderlecht now in the down position. Anderlecht trying to get to his base off the whistle, but Albrecht able to cover hers. No points scored heading to the 3rd period between Anderlecht and Albrecht in the semifinals at 106.
There was a nice shot there by Howe. He's in deep, but doesn't have the points yet. I'd be willing to bet there's many conference tournaments where anybody with 30 wins would be in the finals almost.
Oh, yeah.
Automatic. Here you're lucky if you get out of the second round here.
And a stall warning on Anderlich across the way with 1:23 left here in the third period.
And we've still got Howe in on the leg with Wyatt from Waverly trying to get around behind. He's got the leg hook now. He should have his points with that leg hook, I would think. Benner looking at it. Benner says not yet. Not yet. He doesn't have the leg hook.
58 seconds left in the period. Albrecht working off to the side, has the wrist locked up, trying to grab the near knee.
Howe was still blocking that come around with an arm, and Wyatt can't get the leg hooked again, and you're going to call it 27 seconds left. A stalemate.
33 seconds left now. Anderlich has been warned for stalling.
Both the Waukon and the Waverly coaches have been warned by Denner that he's perfectly capable of refereeing this match, and they should just sit down and cheer for their wrestler. They probably get the hint.
And we're going to give a stall warning on Albrecht. So each wrestler has been warned for stalling. Keith Slipka, the Crestwood coach, heading over to the corner to perhaps look at
we go zero.
The clock. They're going to go to 15 seconds, 0-0. Anderlich and Albrecht. Nobody's given up a point yet. Anderlich getting to his feet. Albrecht circling behind, goes down to an ankle. Anderlich tries to turn it face. He gets away, and Anderlich leads it 1-0. 4 seconds left here in the period. Anderlich and Albrecht. Albrecht in on the shot. Anderlich counters it, and Caden Anderlich in a 1-0 match defeats Albrecht by a 1-0 and is moving on to the finals for the Crestwood Cadets. 2-1 at one weight class at the 106, 1-0 at the other. Wow, those boys are close, David.
That's right.
The Crestwood Cadets on to the finals at 106 with Caden Anderlich defeating Dylan Albrecht 1-0. Wow.
We're still 0-0 over here. Howe from Waukon deferred, and Wyatt chose down. And Howe from Waukon has been riding him tough. Got him broke down flat on his belly.
Michael Millage on the mat, the defending state champion, defending conference champion, gets a 5-point move in the first 22 seconds. He leads Austin Parmalee of Owine, and tell you what, Austin Parmalee is a pretty good kid too. And now Millage has him on his back, gets a takedown after letting him up. Has the arms tied up in front of him, but both men go out of bounds. 7-1 Millage, 122 left here in the first
Wyatt came to his feet. Howe drove him out of bounds, and he got a stalling call on account. It really is one of those situations where, you know, the guy on top is only supposed to have to try to take the guy on the bottom back to the mat. I don't know what more he could be doing, but he gets a stalling call anyway. Kind of one of my pet peeves. They hit that guy behind after a certain amount of time, and there is no time limit in the rule book. You can stand behind that guy for 2 minutes as long as you're making every effort to take him to the mat. And now we get a stalling call against Wyatt on the bottom. That must have worked because Wyatt got to his feet, and with 20 seconds left, he's ahead 1-0.
Millage now leading 13-3 at 120.
A little bad shot there by Howe. Got himself out of position, and Wyatt's trying to come around and score off of it with 8 seconds left. Wyatt's blocking that. Howe is blocking that with a hand. And it looks like we're going to end up 1-0 in the second period with Derek Wyatt from Waverly Shell Rock ahead of Miles Howe.
Millage up 11-3 on Austin Parmalee of Owine. Millage, the defending state champion for the Crestwood Cadets.
And Wyatt's down. And Wyatt controlling the waist, tight waist, pretty tight.
Millage leads 11-3 as we go to the second period on Austin Parmalee of Owine.
Here's one of those situations where Wyatt's to his feet. Howe has already got a stalling call for not taking him to the mat. He gets another one. That's going to make it 2-0. Wyatt from Waverly over Howe.
Millage another takedown to make it 13-3.
Didn't put anything up on the... Now we get an escape here by Wyatt. Scorekeepers over there must be sound asleep. And then we go out of bounds.
And Mike Schwab always willing to provide assistance, whether it's wanted or not.
That's Whitcomb.
Well, Schwab was also having
his guy. He's chipping away.
A 15-5 or 17-5 lead now for Millage, and he just completed the tech 255 over Austin Parmalee of 01.
I don't think I know they didn't have the score right. And that's where it should be 3-0 Wyatt, because we've got 2 stalling calls against Howe for not bringing him back to the mat. And then we've got an escape from Wyatt here. And he's explaining that to the the walk-on coaches.
So we go at 120. Bryson Hervold, a freshman for Waverly Shellrock at 27-16. Connor Cleveland has a chance to be a 3-time conference champion. He is wrestling for New Hampton. He's 39-2.
Now we've got a 2-point takedown by Miles Howe at the edge of the mat to make it 3-2. And the way walk-on coaches are stand over here hollering, cut him. We've got 30 seconds to get a takedown and win the match. But Wyatt is the one on the shot right now. And leading scores now is 4-2.
Connor Cleveland with an early takedown on Bryson Hervold to make it 2-0.
And they're out of bounds. 4-2, 18 seconds left. Miles Howe behind Wyatt. Wyatt in for a shot. To give the Waverly kid credit, he's behind. But there we got another point here because he took a shot and Howe locked up around the head with a scissors. So it's 5-2 now. Now we've got Howe in on a shot. Makes it 4-5, but there's only 2 seconds left. And match is going to end up 5-4. Wyatt from Waverly Shellrock over Howe.
Couple of 30-win kids there. As Connor Cleveland now leads by a 5-0 margin at 120 pounds. So Waverly Shellrock has their first finalist of the day at 120 pounds.
And really feel bad here. The situation there were probably, I'm not sure Derek Wyatt was a lot better wrestler than Miles Howe, but he wrestled a lot smarter. And got the 1-point win. We're up here to 126 now. And,
Connor Cleveland leading 5-0 at 120 pounds. 10 seconds left here in the first period.
And we've got Ryan Steffen, the #1 seed from Cresco, a sophomore, in on Ian Heese, a Waverly Shellrock freshman. And Steffen gets the takedown. Nice single leg. Heise tried to block it with a whizzer. Steffen went to the far leg and completed it. So 2-0. Ryan Steffen, the #1 seed, against Ian Heese, Heise, the #4 seed. Steffen really came on last year as a freshman.
Good kid.
Yes. And he's continued this year. A 27-6 record.
Connor Cleveland leading 7-0 at 120 pounds here in the semifinals, taking on Hervold of Waverly Shellrock. Only four wrestlers in the bracket at 120.
Yeah, that seems strange at that weight. You think there ought to be...
Cleveland with another takedown to make it 9-1 after let him up, and now Cleveland trying a turn. He's getting back. He got a count of 1 on the back.
I think there's be hundreds of high school boys and girls who weighed 120 pounds.
Exactly.
My goodness. Yeah.
But you know, we all know what assuming does.
I mean, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of difference between them being there and being on the mat. This is a tough sport, and these fellows that are out here wrestling, you got to admire them for their grit and their effort.
Whether they're 40-0 or 0-40.
That's right. And if for no other reason than to put themselves in that position where they go out there one-on-one with everybody in the crowd watching them.
Cleveland still leading 9-1, 29 seconds left in the second period at 120 pounds. So Cleveland trying to make it 3 for 3 in the early weight classes for New Hampton. Dylan Robinson at 106, Noah Fye at 113, and now Cleveland injured, so some injury time beginning across the way. Coach Nick Heeman out to assess the situation there.
We've got a little bit the same thing here. Stefan pulled Heisey back in a snapback and apparently bumped his nose on the back of Heisey's head, and so we've got blood time.
We are into the semifinal round of action here today at the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament here at KDECradio.com. My name is Darren Swinson. His name is Dave Omdahl. We're glad you're with us. It's the best time of year for high school wrestling starting right now.
Right, you bet. And this is the very best place to be.
No doubt about it. The oldest conference tournament in the state of Iowa.
And it's, again, like I mentioned earlier, it's a conference tournament that has been really, really consistent over the years, which is kind of rare in this day and age. You know, so many of these conferences with the merging of schools and things have expanded. Some have expanded, some have contracted, some have just been schools moving to other conferences. So. Not here.
This tournament has gone since 1948, and only 2 schools have won NEIC titles that aren't in the league anymore. Osage winning 4, and Cedar Falls back in the day won 3 titles.
Yep. And
Waverly Shell-Rock has won the last 11.
Kind of wish Osage was still here. It's a good competition.
Oh, yeah.
Make it rounded off at 8.
Charles City with 19 titles. Waverly Shell-Rock actually 12 titles. Crestwood with 17. New Hampton with 11. Osage 4. Cedar Falls 3. Decorah 3. Waukon with 1. And Owine has never won a Northeast Iowa Conference championship.
Yeah, and you know, and actually Decorah is kind of a latecomer.
Yes.
To wrestling as such. Some of those teams like Cresco, New Hampton, they were wrestling in the 20s.
Yep.
We didn't get started until 30 years later.
Of course, last Northeast Iowa Conference crown, I believe, hosted by Decorah in 2000, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it was, yes. And
Connor Cleveland has his man on his back, leading 14-3, or leading 16-3. It's either going to be a tech or a fall, and Cleveland completes the fall in 5-16. So Connor Cleveland on to the finals to take on Michael Millage of Crestwood.
And on my purple mat here at 126 pounds, Ryan Stefan took down, escaped, and then took NEIC to the mat for a takedown, leading 5-0 now with a minute left in the second period.
And that's at 126 pounds, and over on my mat, on the black mat, at 132. Keaton Gertz, 38-1 for the New Hampton Chickasaws, taking on Brennan Ryan, good kid, 29-7 for Owine, 32. One of those highlighted classes today. Boy, some of these brackets, wow.
Got kids with, you know, it's not unusual to see.
Gertz with a big throw right away has Brennan Ryan on his back. 5-point move to start out in the first 11 seconds, and Keaton Gertz leading 5-0.
Yeah, we've most of these brackets are 4 people deep, sometimes 5.
Yeah. And Gertz lets Ryan up to make it 5-1. Ryan in on a leg of Gertz. Ryan trying to get that leg up in the air, but Gertz able to get the leg and the hip backs. Gertz going for the big throw. Now has Ryan on his back. Ryan able to roll through. No control awarded yet by the official Mike Denner. They're on the side of the mat with 1:17 left here in the first period. A lot of action. And now Gertz gets the takedown to make it a 7-1 lead.
We've got 5-0 lead for Ryan Stefan. He took down position, escaped, and then took Heisey to the mat for a takedown.
7-1 lead here for Keaton Gertz, trying to make it 4 for 4 for the Chickasaws in the first 4 weight class. I guess Gertz is at 132, I'm sorry, and Shattuck's yet to wrestle here at 126.
Nice shot on the whistle by Stefan to get a takedown. Heisey scored, doesn't get the takedown yet. Heisey still got a hold of his leg.
Gertz has Ryan on his back. 7-1 the leaders for Keaton Gertz with 32 seconds left here in the period.
Now Stefan has his points, make it 7-0.
7-1 the score, and 3-point back points awarded now to Keaton Gertz on Brennan Ryan. And Keaton Gertz leading by a 10-1 margin.
And we've got, after that takedown, we've got Stefan on top here. Now he gets an arm up behind the back, comes over the head. Heisey slips the arm. We get nothing out of it. Now we've got another stalling call on Heisey on the bottom, so Stefan gets another point, makes it 8-0.
We're in the semis at 26 and 32 right now.
And Ackerman might be just a little hard on Heisey. Stefan has really been tough on top, and even though he moves out to the side, he keeps those wrists controlled. Really doesn't give Ian Heisey much of a opportunity to come up and out of there.
10-1 lead here for Keaton Gertz of New Hampton. Ryan able to get to his feet. Gertz going for the big throw once again, has the takedown, and has Ryan on his back, has 2 back points awaiting him, and it'll be at least 14-1.
Caution here on Stefan. Starts on top, goes right to an ankle, breaks Heisey down. Now he's looking for a cradle. He doesn't get it locked up.
14-1 the score.
Heisey tries to roll, rolls out for 1. So Stefan had no chance to follow as they went out of bounds, and makes it 8-1.
Gertz has Ryan on his back, but they're out of bounds. 3 points awaiting for him. Gertz trying to pull him back inbounds, but they break the parallel of the out-of-bounds line, so it's going to be a tech fall for Connor Cleveland at 100, or for Keaton Gertz, I should say, at 131, winning in 3:07, 17-1.
And with about 15 seconds left, Stefan gets another takedown, makes it 10-1, so he retains the team point. And,
so New Hampton already with 4 finalists today. Waverly Shellrock with 1, Crestwood with 2, and make it 3 now.
Yep, 3. Another one for Crestwood and Ryan Stefan.
And he got the bonus point, as Dave was just mentioned. Those are going to be huge later on.
I think they are too. Yeah, I think they are too.
And okay, let's see, we're underway at 132 across the way. Chase Linhart of Crestwood and Austin Yant of Waverly Shellrock. Linhart for Crestwood at 12-2, a senior. Austin Yant of Waverly Shellrock, 36-6, a junior. And you're at 126, Dave.
Yes, and looks like we've got Lasher from Charles City here against Tyler Shattuck from New Hampton. And Shattuck comes in, 3rd seed, 35-6. And Lasher, 26-11. Shattuck, a senior. Lasher, a junior. Middle shot there by Shattuck. Got Lasher's leg locked up, but Lasher putting a lot of pressure on top, grabbing at ankles, coming out of bounds, and we're going to start neutral.
45 seconds left at 132 in the first period. Linhart and Yant are scoreless. Crestwood and Waverly Shellrock.
Little shot by Shattuck. Lasher comes up behind for the 2-point takedown. Shot a little too far away. Stopped on his knees. And that'll cost you a point. 2 points, which it did. Oh. And they're working at the edge of the mat. They'll go back to the center.
Wrestling in the semifinals here at 126 pounds this afternoon, an hour 45 into the day. We're at the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament. Darren Swenson, Dave Omdahl with you here at KDECradio.com. Glad you're with us wherever you are on God's green earth. No score going to the second period between Yant and Lenhart.
Wherever you are, if you're listening to this, things could be worse.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah, can't watch it. Better listen. Lasher's coming around, had a wing and a wrist, lost the wrist, but changed over to a half. Now he's coming back to the other side, going to use the wing. Shattuck doing a pretty good job of staying belly down.
Starting the second period, Yant starts in the down position. Yant able to get to his base now, get to his feet, but Lenhart still with the hand control. Now Yant able to break the hand control and get the escape to make it 1-0 Yant with 1:41 left here in the second period.
And we're into the second period here with a little blood by Tyler Shattuck over there getting taken care of. Kevin Whittaking and Charles City coaches giving Nate Lasher a little information. He's going to start on top. And
Yant here with the takedown on Lenhart to make it 3-0 with 1:10 left in the second period.
And here's Shattuck to his feet, trying to control the hands, and he does, but Lasher drops right down to a leg. He's not going to let him go easy. And a lot of scrambling here by Shattuck, but Lasher follows him. And Lasher, Charles City now working on towards the tilt. Nothing there. Looks for a cradle. Shattuck, good job of putting the hand over the other side. Now we've got Lasher crossbody right here with the leg in.
Yant leading 3-0 on Chase Lenhart at 1:32. 1 minute left in the period. Lenhart trying to get to his feet, but Yant with the mat return.
And we've got still 2-0. Nate Lasher, Charles City, riding on top of Tyler Shattuck, New Hampton. Shattuck has not been able to get out. And there's a minute left. And still crossbody ride. That leg in by Lasher.
And a turn and a face for Lenhart now, and it's a 3-1 lead for Yant as we go out of bounds with 25 seconds left in the second period. Yant the 2 seed and Lenhart the 3 seed at 32.
Lasher has moved out of that crossbody ride, and now he's got the wing and a wrist again, and instead of trying to drive him over, he may be trying to tilt. Now he's working to horse him over. Shattuck doing a great job of keeping that belly to the mat. Looks like he's got a suction cup on his navel. Lasher, he got a wing and a wrist. Now he's coming up over the head. Now he's trying to get all. Got to get all the way. Got to get the other leg over. Got to get the second leg over the head. But he's getting back points.
A 3-1 lead for Yant here starting the third period. Lenhart starts in the down position.
And as time runs out, he gets the three air fall points. And gives him a 5-0 lead, and Nate Lasher goes down.
So an escape here for Lenhart. Yant in on a shot, but Lenhart able to get the hips back. Now Yant getting to Lenhart, I should say, getting to a leg of Yant. They're on the side of the mat right now with 1:33 left in the third period. And Becker rules it a stalemate.
And we've got starting the third period here. Lasher on the bottom. Yeah. Shattuck on top. Shattuck got Lasher pretty well broke down. Lasher working back to his knees now. Come up. It's one of those situations where the man on the bottom is ahead 5-0. That should be easy. It's not easy unless you can get out, because that guy on top can turn you. And
1:09 left in the third period at 32. Chase Lenhart trailing Austin Yant by a 3-2 margin.
And there we've got Nate Lasher to his feet and broke the hands, and he escapes and has a 6-0 lead now.
Lenhart has gotten to Yant's underhooks here. Yant keeps driving, but Lenhart hasn't been able to move anything off of it. Now Lenhart given a warning for stalling as they go out of bounds. 43 seconds left in the period. Yant still leading by a 3-2 margin.
And the man that's behind certainly shouldn't be called for stalling. Got to get after it. There we've got...
here's a long shot away from Lenhart. Yant trying to get the hips back. He's on the ankle of Lenhart. Now Yant trying to stuff the head, but Lenhart still has that leg. 28 seconds left here in the period. Yant still controlling the ankle of Lenhart. Lenhart around the leg of Yant. And the Yant steps over and gets the takedown to make it a 5-2 match. And Yant will win and move on to the finals at 132 pounds. Austin Yant with a 5-2 win over Chase Lenhart of Crestwood. And Waverly Shellrock has their second semifinalist, or second finalist, I should say. And your match just
we got 8-0 win by Nate Lasher. So picked up a bonus point there for the major. And moving up.
So let's move to 138 right now. And it'll be Devin Stortz for Decorah. Stortz trying to become the Vikings' first finalist of the day as he takes on Connor Slifka of Crestwood.
And I've got Austin Stout from Charles City against Logan Deeryfield of Waverly Shellrock. And Stout's one of the most impressive wrestlers I've seen in a long time. We saw him over there at the duel. And he's right in on Deeryfield. Deeryfield bails, and Stout gets a takedown at the edge of the mat.
Stortz with a takedown, now has the arm up on the back, but can't keep it there. 1:22 left here in the period. And a lead of 2-0 for Devin Stortz. Stortz working off to the side.
And Stout cut Deeryfield loose. And makes it 2-1. Stout on a 2-1 tie. Deeryfield spins out of it. Stout makes the shot quite a ways away, but he comes up under Deeryfield's arm and gets his 2. He just keeps moving. And now he's looking over the head, Deeryfield's head, trying for a cradle.
And here's an escape for Connor Slifka to make it a 2-1 lead for Devin Stortz here at 138. 1:03 left here in the first period.
And pretty good job of hand control by Deeryfield. So Stout was not able to get the cradle, but now he's working the legs, trying to turn the top end. There, got a wing in. When he come out of the legs, still riding hard on the edge of the mat. Problem is, if he goes tries to pin him, he'll go out of bounds, which he just did. And so they're going to come back to the center with Austin Stout on top. 4-1 lead.
And they go out of bounds with Devin Stortz leading Connor Slifka by a 2-1 margin. 35 seconds left here in the first period at 138 pounds. Both semis are up here at 138. So far, New Hampton with 4 in the finals, Crestwood with 3, Waverly with 2, Charles City with 1.
And the situation right now where Stout has Deeryfield's leg locked up on top, but let it go. Deeryfield gets to his knees. Stout riding with a spiral ride. Deeryfield comes to his feet. Stout still got the cross body in. And Deeryfield spins out, comes right back at Stout, and time runs out to 4-2.
Accidental eye poke to the eye of Devin Stortz, and he looks like he's going to be all right as 11 seconds left here in the period. Connor Slifka and Devin Stortz with 11 seconds left. Stortz got the early takedown, and Devin Stortz leads it by a 2-1 margin. We'll restart with 10 seconds left here in the first period. Stortz trying to get to a leg, now able to stuff the head, circling around, but Slifka able to get the hips back, gets back to his feet, and they go out of bounds as the period comes to a close. It's a 2-1 lead for Devin Stortz going to the second.
We're starting the second period with Stout on top, and Stout is got that arm bar in tight.
It'll be Slipka starting in the down position.
Stout is just slowly walking up towards the head. Derryfield trying to hang on to a leg here with his feet. Keep Stout from continuing around the head.
There's an escape for Slivka, but a quick takedown immediately after for Storts to make it 4-2.
And there we have Stout getting the fall with minute 24 left in the second period.
So here is Devin trying to get a tilt, and he's getting back points on Slivka. With 1:32 left here in the second period, he's gotten 2 back points. It'll be at least 6-2. The points haven't been awarded yet because Devin still has the hold in place.
And I'm up to 145 pounds here on the purple mat, and we're going to have Maxwell Forsyth, number 1 seed, against Dalton Woodyard from Waverly Shellrock.
Devin has the arm up on the back with 1 minute left here in period number 2.
Forsyth's already got a quick takedown. It's one of those situations where Woodyard's 32-17, 32 wins, and you get the 4 seed. But Austin Stout, or Forsyth and Stout, 2 guys, Jason Waits there, Charles City, they must have some real workouts in the room. Both of them are just tough as nails.
Yeah.
So
it's funny how when you got a really good kid at one weight, normally the kids around him are pretty darn good too.
They get better.
Devin Storts leading 6-2 after the points awarded for the near fall. With 25 seconds left in the second period, Storts rolling through and getting more near fall points on Slivka. This time he gets a 5 count. So 3 points awaiting Devin Storts when he gives up that hold, if he does, with 13 seconds left in the second period.
And Woodyard is sophomore, Forsyth senior. Forsyth tight waist in the claw. Rolls Woodyard through, tries to tilt. Woodyard goes on out of bounds.
Here at 138 is going to be one of the weight classes that will have a first round consolation matches. Our first one of the day between Beeman of New Hampton and Schwartz of Walk On here in the near future. Devin heading the side cradle, gets a takedown here at the start of the second period and a cover. So Devin Storts now leads it 11-2 with 1:40 left here in the third period.
We've got Woodyard, Dalton Woodyard, still on the bottom, trying to get out, but Forsyth's got such a tight waist on, he's not making any progress. Forsyth picking up an ankle, trying to drive him back to the mat, trying to get a wing up on the back. Got a wrist controlled now.
.115 left here in the third period, 11-2 lead for Devin Storts here at 138.
Now we're getting a stalling call on the bottom against Dalton Woodyard, and I really have a little trouble seeing that because Forsyth is just completely dominating from the top position.
Devin still with the arm up around the back.
Forsyth defers. A little surprised that Woodyard goes down underneath him. I thought maybe he had enough of him. He'd been down there for 2 minutes.
And Devin trying to roll through here. Slivka goes head hunting, but Devin rolls Slivka back to his belly. It's still an 11-2 lead for Devin Storts, trying to make the finals at 138 and set up a matchup with Austin Stout of Charles City. .11-2 the lead for Devin Storts, and 9 seconds left in the period, and Devin Storts is going to be a finalist for the Decorah Vikings.
And we've got Forsyth still on top.
11-2.
Still on top, 2-0 against Logan Derryfield. But it just as well be 20. I don't think Derryfield has made a single move off the bottom that it looks like it had any chance at all to be successful. There has been no scrambles. One thing about Charles City's kids, you don't see them in many scrambles simply because they're just so tough. They just tighten up, and in this situation here, just like Stout before him, he just gives nothing up. And Derryfield did get to his, or Woodyard rather, did get to his feet there, but Forsyth just brought him back to the mat.
Right now, early in the day, New Hampton is the team leader with 117 points. Waverly Shellrock second with 105. Crestwood third with 102.5. Charles City fourth with 87.5. Owine fifth, 73.5. Decorah sixth with 68 points. And Walk-On in seventh with 33 points. Got the, it says says 138 across the way, but I believe that's 145 with yeah, this is the 138 backside match between Schwartz of Walk-On and New Hampton's Beeman. Now for Beeman, for New Hampton, if you're wanting to contend, Beeman, a win here would do a lot for Beeman. Just gives you a couple of team points.
You bet. Keeps you alive.
Yeah. In the bracket.
And we come to the end of the second period, and it is still 2-0. Forsyth on top of Dalton Woodyard from Waverly Shellrock. And I give Woodyard a lot of credit. He's keeping his arms free, fighting everything, but he's never giving up anything at all. And so we get a start here when Dalton Woodyard gets on top. Forsyth goes to his feet. Woodyard tries a cradle, but Dalton's on the hands already, comes back up, and Forsyth is away for 1 point to make it 3-0. Forsyth in on a shot, head inside single, takes Woodyard to the mat, makes it 5-0. I mean, there's just, here again, just kind of like Austin Stout, Max Forsyth is 100% on his shots. He shoots, he scores. Now he's letting Woodyard up. Get to the edge of the mat. He's in on a leg. Woodyard sprawls, but they're really too close to the edge. He can't advance. So we're going to be out of bounds here in a second. There they are. And I wouldn't call that a shot that Maxwell Forsyth didn't get because of that edge of the bounds, edge of the mat. Woodyard doing a good job of hanging on the head, keeping Forsyth at a distance. The other mat between Walk-On and New Hampton is 2-2. A little more exciting than this 5-1 match here. Little shot by Forsyth, again toward the edge of the mat, and he's not going to score off of this one. But Woodyard out of bounds here, and official Eckerman calls it a stalemate, brings it back to the center. And it's one of those situations where you got to give Dalton Woodyard a little credit, holding the score to 5-1, 4 points. Of course, that will prevent Charles City from getting a extra bonus point if he can hold it under a major, which he's down on Maxwell Forsyth's leg right now, trying to come up behind through the hole. Forsyth grabbing to the ankles. He got Forsyth down on his behind here. Forsyth though is grabbing onto the legs, and the score ends up 5-1. So that's a 5-1 score for Maxwell Forsyth.
Bonus points from backside. Jeremy with a fall in the consolation bracket.
And
he's in the consolation semifinals. Now we're going to go back down to 145.
And so it looks like Beeman got a fall at 138 on the backside, which will give them bonus points. We're going to we're still at 45 here. We've got let's see, we've got Walk-On and Decorah.
Yeah, just a couple of moments ago, Beeman of New Hampton getting the win on Schwartz of Waukon, and he did so by fall, so Beeman scores some bonus points for New Hampton.
We've got Tom Kanoki here on the backside against Nathan Benzing from Waukon. Benzing 7-28, Kanoki 7-12. And again, important to get points here on this backside of the bracket.
Just stay alive.
Yep. Well, keeps you on the way to third.
Exactly.
And
over across the way, it's Pekanowski for Crestwood and Raising for New Hampton.
And we're still 0-0 between Tom and Nathan Benzing. Nathan Benzing, a junior, Tom, a sophomore. And so we're in the first round of the consolations right now on my mat. 145 with Tom Kanoki. Makes a diving shot. Benzing way too far away. Benzing tries to come around behind. Tom, nice job blocking it with his arm. Benzing made a little shot there at a leg that actually was there, but he didn't take it. And seen Benzing makes a little shot. Now, I've seen Benzing wrestle during the year. Pretty decent kid for a while, but he seems to have a little problem maintaining concentration the entire match, or mistake prone. But I think we've been able to handle him no matter who we've had in the lineup at 45 over the course of the year. 0-0 into the first period. And Benzing's going down. And we start. Benzing makes a little shot getting up, but Tom does a nice job of driving him back down to the mat, trying to get a ball and chain tilt down. Looks like get the ball and chain here. Coming back up. Now he reaches through the crotch again. Now he's got the arm up on the back. Got it up there. Got to keep it tight. Benzing tries to get to his knees, but Tom whips him over. That was a bad move, and he gets the fall right there. And so Tom Kanoki
stays alive, scores some team points.
You bet. 2 team points, advancement point, and did a good job. Baited him nicely. Got Benzing to come to his knees. And now we're at 52, and it looks like maybe we've got
it looks like the
Neil Clement
semis at 152.
Zach Wagenhofer.
Right now in the other match, Trey Pekanowski of Crestwood leading by a 6-2 margin. Pekanowski leading Raising 6-2, and now has Raising on his back, getting back points with 45 seconds left in the period. Pekanowski gets the fall in 3:15, so he moves on to the finals to face Max Forsyth of the Charles City Comets. So
and
Crestwood has their 4th finalist, and Neil Clement will try to make it 5 right here. But he's taking on the Crestwood wrestler in Wagenhofer.
And we had a nice scramble on our feet there between Neil Clement and Zach Wagenhofer, and went out of bounds, no points. Wagenhofer coming in as a 4th seed at 40 with 40 wins. But Clement 29-7. And Wagenhofer a junior, Clement a senior.
129 left in the period over here. We've got the semis at 152. This is Gorman and Stanford. Ryan Gorman for New Hampton, Cole Stanford for Owine.
And a nice shot here by I don't hear you.
You lost me there for a second. So,
and we've got a 2-point takedown by Clement. We got a We've got a reversal here by Wagenhofer, and he's getting back points.
25 seconds left in the period there.
Apparently they gave Clement no takedown on that scramble, but they gave one to Wagenhofer because he had a cradle locked up, and he got 2 points off the cradle. You know, that's one of those situations where it didn't look like really that the Wagenhofer should probably have the points, but you know, when the guy starts fighting off his back, the official usually give him, which he did. And
it ends up being 2-2 for Wagenhofer, and that makes it 4-0.
4-0. But I'm sure the Waverly folks really thought that probably it still should be 0-0. But Wagenhofer had that cradle on to the point where Clement was fighting off his back, so he's going to give up points. 4-0. Zach Wagenhofer, the number 4 seed, against Neil Clement, number 1 seed.
Stanford
to his feet. Wagenhofer puts the leg in, and that's potentially dangerous. They go back to the.
And Cole Stanford of Owen we got a late first period takedown as he gets a 2-0 lead on Gorman.
We've got Wagenhofer on top. Clement gets to a tripod. Wagenhofer is trying, and he's got that leg in again, and brings Clement back to the mat with it. And crossbody ride, trying to control the far arm. And Clement's got to pop that hip to the mat if he's going to get out of here. Wagenhofer doing a nice job of riding with that leg in. Clement to his feet, comes out, gets his 1 point. 4-1. Zach Wagenhofer ahead of Neil Clement. On the edge of the mat now, and they're out of bounds.
It's still a 2-0 lead for Stanford, and now Gorman getting to a leg of Stanford.
And
Stanford able to get the grip out, and actually Stanford starting in the down position, gets the escape to make it 3-0. Gorman in on a shot.
Both boys on their feet here, Wagenhofer and Clement. Wagenhofer still holding that 4-1 lead. They go out of bounds to the edge of the mat. 48 seconds left in the second period. Clement's got to score close the gap a little bit.
Stanford with a 3-0 lead at 152. Stalemate called with 50 seconds left here in the period.
And still Clement trying to get an opening here for a takedown. Wagenhofer doing a pretty good job of controlling the wrists. Shot here by
and a 4-1 lead for Clement. Scramble situation in the middle of the mat. Both men on their feet now.
Toward the edge of the mat.
Little headset adjustment for Dave
okay.
Ombell here. Now we can hear you.
Now we can hear each other. Okay.
All right. Messed up your hair a little bit.
That's all right. That's all right. There's not a lot up there. Deep shot by Clement, but doesn't work.
Gorman with the takedown on the other mat at the end of the second period. Stanford for Owine, leading Gorman for New Hampton by a 3-2 margin.
We've got a Wagenhofer starts down with a 4-1 lead. That cradle and near fall there has served him pretty well. He tries to roll through. Clement follows, still on top. Got a wing. And obviously, you know, Clement's going to try to turn him. Wagenhofer tries to roll around a little bit. I'm not sure that'd be a good idea. And Clement still has the wing in. And Wagenhofer bellying out. But all Clement has is the wing on the one arm. And now he almost tries to turn the tight waist. Now he's looking to get the wing in trying to wing in the wrist.
3-3 the score now as Gorman and Stanford are tied here in the semis at 52 at 133 pounds.
Now Wagenhofer on the bottom is the call for Stalin, so it's 4-2. Still haven't got it on the scoreboard. They're looking at the Cresco coach like something's wrong with him. They're missing it.
Well, they're doing the track wrestling scoreboards here, and it should be connected to the computer program, and it's not, and now the point finally awarded.
Yeah. When Eckerman went over there and told him point blank, get it up there, what else could they do?
Yeah, 3-3 between Gorman and Stanford here in the semifinals at 152 pounds.
Clement gave Wagenhofer an escape, makes it 5-2. And
here's Stanford getting to a leg of Gorman. Gorman getting over the leg, trying to cover, gets the takedown to make it 5-3. Gorman for New Hampton. Leading 5-3 with 10 seconds left here in the period.
We had Wagenhofer in on a shot, but Clement rolled him through and no points scored, so still makes it 5-2 Wagenhofer.
And Ryan Gorman's going to get the victory here at 152 pounds. Gorman defeats Stanford, a 3-seed beating a 2-seed right there. And Gorman on to the finals for the Chickasaws.
Now we've got Clement and Wagenhofer rolling around here. Wagenhofer has Clement's leg. He has not scored any points, though. Wagenhofer hanging on to it. Eckerman calls it a stalemate. We're going to go back to the center of the mat with 10 seconds left. And situation, Clement takes a shot, Wagen too far away. Wagenhofer drives in him. He gets a 2-point takedown. And he'd get back points if it wasn't for the edge of the mat. And makes it 7-2. Zach Wagenhofer defeats the #1 seed Neil Clement.
That's the first 1 seed to go down today, as Wagenhofer moves on to the finals at 152 pounds, and Cresco loses the top seed there. And there's been 2 3 seeds to win today, and both have been New Hampton Chickasaws. Robinson at 106 pounds, and Gorman there a few moments ago here at 152.
But again, those big points can get to the finals.
We got a backside matchup here. Dylan Koresh of Charles City and Tristan Hansmeyer of Walk On wrestling one another right now.
Okay, and
now at 160, Waverly Shellrock's kid has the Walk On kid on his back.
Yeah, Walk On is taking Furman over. Or Waverly, excuse me, Walker. #1 seed, doesn't have much trouble. About 27 seconds. And he's pinned Carter Furman. He was the #5 seed, actually.
So Waverly Shellrock gets their 4th finalist right there. So right now New Hampton with 5 of the finals, Crestwood and Waverly Shellrock with 4, Charles City with 3, and Decorah with 2. Now up to 160 with Isaiah Mitchell and Brandon Childs.
And Mitchell out here in the semis.
On the back side of the bracket at 52, still 0-0 between Hansmeyer and Kurish to stay alive and wrestle Clement, the top seed from the Crestwood Cadets, who fell to Wagenhofer of Waverly Shellrock by a 7-2 margin. So,
and Childs in on a double here, which he completes at the edge of the mat. 2-0 lead. Pretty good, solid double. Got in tight. Mitchell working to come to his feet. They're at the edge of the mat. Mitchell trying to tug out, and they go out of bounds.
.123 left in the period there.
The mat starts down.
Here's a takedown for Courage here at 152 pounds. He leads 2-0 into the first period.
Mitchell still trying to work for a switch, but leaves his arm behind, and Childs controls that. Childs with a real tight waist on, a lot of shoulder pressure, makes it pretty hard to switch. And Mitchell comes almost to his feet there, but doesn't quite get out, and Childs follows him. Mitchell moving pretty good underneath, but Childs comes through the crotch and around the legs and drives him out of bounds.
Kurish leading 2-0 for Charles City across the way at 152 pounds.
And we've got Mitchell to his feet now for 1 point. Childs in on a single for another takedown, makes it 4-1. And right on the edge of the mat right now. And here we go. Mitchell starts back at the center.
Yeah, our chauffeur was bothering us. So
what's that?
Our chauffeur was bothering us.
Oh, okay.
Had to go away there for a second.
I really don't hear myself or you now.
Okay.
Isaiah worked to his butt. Childs comes over for a cradle, and Mitchell, nice job on hand control, comes back to his feet, and Childs continues to follow him on top. And there we go, Darren. That sounds better from my part.
Well.
Hey, it sounds better from your part too. And there we go.
A little adjustment goes a long way.
Okay. Well, you're the equipment man. Well, I just talk into this thing. Here we go. Isaiah tries to stand up. Childs right down on the ankle. And Isaiah's moving good. Like I say, he's moving really good underneath. Very pleased. And for the entire period, but no escape, so it's still 4-1.
And it's a 4-2 lead at 152. Hansmeyer of Walk-On leading Kurish of Charles City. That's on the backside at 152.
And we're going neutral here for the second period between Childs and Mitchell. Childs makes a shot. Mitchell tries to go around behind. Childs squares back up with him. Good recovery on Childs' part. Good defense on Mitchell's part. Mitchell make another shot. He's in on the leg, but he can only get one hand around it. Childs blocking him with an underhook and a hand in the crotch and the thigh. And now Childs bowls into Isaiah and kind of breaks him back down to the mat, and comes around for 2 points. Just a case of just plain overpowering.
Third period starting. Hansmeyer of Walk-On leading Kurish of Charles City by a 4-2 margin.
And we've got a 6-1 score now with Childs on top. A minute left in the second period. Isaiah moving to a kind of a sit position, but Childs stays in the crotch. And still
semis there at 160, and now a stall warning on the Charles City wrestler.
Now we get a Childs got a stall warning because he's hung down there around the waist of Isaiah, didn't move up, and probably a good call. Isaiah, nice sit move. He's come to his bottom now. He's got to turn though to get out of it. Can't just sit there. Got to move, and Childs has him broken down. Now Isaiah comes back up. Again, Isaiah has not stayed down on his belly. He's done a great job now he's trying to get to his feet. Childs, real tight waist, brings him back down.
Childs stuck him in the duel on the 7th of January this month in Charles City.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. The Childs kid's a really tough kid, but Isaiah's just been moving. And he hasn't got down on his belly. He hasn't given up any arm behind his back. And so there's not a whole lot Childs can do to turn him. But 6'2", obviously Childs much stronger, and he's doing a workmanlike job. But I got to give Isaiah a lot of credit. That's one of the secrets to not getting pinned is don't give up your arms. A lot of times kids let that arm get up on behind their back before they start to fight it. Nice sit there by Isaiah, but Childs down there on the ankle. Isaiah tries to switch, but Childs got the arm locked in tight and reaches for the other arm. Isaiah still sitting down there on his bottom, and we're going to go third period, and it's going to be, I think, Isaiah's choice.
Kurish leading 6-5 on the backside here at 152 for Charles City, leading Hansmeyer.
And the coaches are telling him to take top, put him up. He hasn't had a lot of luck getting out from under the bottom, hasn't got the takedowns yet, so we're going to try something different. That's just fine. Childs comes up here in a stand-up position, controls the hands pretty good. Isaiah brings him back to the mat. Got a leg in now. And Holding that crossbody ride, tight on top, into the crotch now. Childs reaches up, tries for the head. Childs is moving around. He's got a leg, trying to throw the leg over his back, and he kind of does on a roll, but turns into Isaiah and gets a 2-point reversal.
And on the other mat at 152 on the backside, Dylan Koresh of Charles City stays alive with a 6-5 win over Tristan Hansmeyer of Waukon. So at 160 pounds, Seth Walker awaits the winner of the Childs Mitchell final. Childs now leading 8-2 with 1
minute left.
1 minute left.
They've got to bounce the edge of the mat.
And we've got a backside matchup between Garrett Steffen and Drew Bating of New Hampton. Steffen for Crestwood and Bating for New Hampton. Bating with an early takedown. Bating now riding a little high, trying to put the legs in.
We're now 8-3 with Childs ahead. Childs in on a shot. Nice sprawl there by Isaiah. Childs went clear inside underneath and picked Isaiah off the mat, brought him down. But all he gets is a 2-point takedown. Isaiah, good job fighting off his back, making sure he didn't land on his back. And
Bating for New Hampton gets the 42-second fall on Garrett Steffen, so he stays alive for the Chickasaws. That's another Chickasaw guy on the backside of the bracket here in the first round that stays alive. So that good news for them. So they'll score a couple of points, and they do that in good style. So a stall.
We got another shot here by Isaiah, but Childs gets his leg back now. Scores now 10-5.
Isaiah got a stall penalty point just a moment ago, David.
I don't know how in the world he gets a stalling point as much as he's moved the whole period.
It was
Eckerman, yeah.
It was Childs got the stall warning for Isaiah's point.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, Isaiah's been moving the whole match really hard, but Childs just gets the takedown in the end here.
I think it should be 12-5.
I think it should be 12-5, yeah.
And Mitchell will move to the backside, and Charles City has another finalist. That is up to 4 finalists for the Comets here today. So we move on to 170 pounds. A 2-0 lead, and now a 2-2 score between Aaron White of Charles City and Austin Duffy of Owine. Owine trying to become their first, get their first finalist of the day.
And we've got the other Trevor Byram, Waverly Shell Rock against Cole Denner, New Hampton. Byram, a junior, 30-18. Waverly Shell Rock. Denner, 20-3, a senior. Denner, a lot of experience. He's wrestled varsity all 4 years. And no score.
There'll be a backside first round matchup here as well between Peckham of Crestwood and Keck of Decorah.
Now he's still got Byram and Denner head-to-head out here in the middle of the mat. No score.
Both semis at 170 pounds right now. 2-2 between Duffy and White on the black mat, and then Denner and Byram 0-0 on the purple mat.
Nice duck under there. High crotch to the outside, head outside. Single, now switches off to a double. Drives Byram across the mat, but Byram got his squared up, and as they go out of bounds, and no point scored. Good defensive action there by Trevor Byram from Waverly Shell Rock. Good shot, though, on the part of Cole Denner. Start over again from the center.
Two-two, the score across the way between Duffy and White. It'll be 2-2 going to the second period.
We've still got nothing here between Denner and Byram. Nice shot there by Denner. Then pretty deep. Byram's countering it with an underhook, but now he's down on the chin. Denner's got the foot up, cracks him down for the 2 points. And it's 2-0. Denner over Byram as time runs out.
Restarting in the down position is Charles City's White, or rather Duffy for Owan. Duffy gets the escape. White loses the headgear, and time called for him to reattach the headgear. 3-2 Duffy with the lead. 1:48 left in the second period.
We've got Denner starting down, comes to his feet, and as they go out of bounds, Byram's going to get a stalling call. They basically made really not a whole lot of effort to take Denner to the mat. Denner's going to get it. Byram's going to get a caution there for a false start. Quick stand up there by Denner. Byram tried to hold on to an ankle, couldn't get it. Denner's to his feet now. Byram takes him back down. Byram riding pretty tough. Denner tries to throw Denner back after Denner gets to his feet, but doesn't happen. Byram still has control, they say. Although Denner's out pretty much head to head, but Byram's still holding on to the front.
And now
headlock.
Duffy with a takedown here at 170, getting some back points on Aaron White. Duffy trying to become the first finalist for the Owine Huskies today.
Has to go out of bounds, even though Denner was head to head with him. Byram had that tough headlock on, so he got no points. So it's still it's 2-0.
Reverse headlock on by Duffy across the way. Hasn't gotten the shoulders to the mat yet. Denner down, taking a long look at 170 pounds, but White able to muscle his way back to his belly, but a 3-point near fall awarded to Duffy. It's an 8-2 lead for Austin Duffy on a 5-point move.
We're still 2-0, Cole Denner, but he's to his feet again, but Byram doing a great job of dropping into the crotch as soon as Denner breaks the hands. Right now, Denner's out to face him, but Byram's still working around the waist and in the crotch, and we're not getting any escape points. And now Denner rolls through, comes over on top, and he's got 2 over Byram there, a reversal.
Duffy leading now 8-3 after he lets White up.
So we're now 4-0.
Denner trying to become the 6th finalist for the Chickasaws of New Hampton.
So we're 4-0. Denner over Trevor Byram, Waverly Shellrock. Denner cuts him loose, 31 seconds left in the second period. And kind of a strange move with no more time left.
White with a takedown here early in the third, so White makes it 8-5 against Duffy as Duffy heads back to the center, and White will let him back up on the optional start. 9-5 the score. Duffy leading with 1:27 left here in the third period and counting. And on a shot is White. Duffy able to stuff the head, has the arm tied up, trying to circle around.
And as time runs out, we get a takedown there looks like by Trevor Byram. So that makes it 4-3, and Byram gets to go down.
Duffy hanging on, looking for the cradle, leading 9-5. No control for either wrestler right now. Duffy trying to pop the head, which White has beneath the mat right now, and a stalemate called by Mike Denner with 45 seconds left in the third. Duffy leading 9-5.
Denner was not able to hold Byram down, so Byram come up and out, and scores 4-4 now. 1:42 seconds left. Bad move on Denner's part to let a guy go with that little time left in that second period. And right now, Byram is stalking Denner. Denner goes in for a shot. He's in deep on the leg. Byram putting pretty heavy hips in, fighting all the way. They go to the edge of the mat, and no points as they go out of bounds. The boy Denner still had all his feet in. That was maybe a little quick whistle there on Greg Becker's part.
And Duffy gets a takedown to make it 11-5, and he will become the first finalist of the day for the Owine Huskies. The top seed at 170, Austin Duffy, defeating Aaron White of Charles City.
And we're still 4-4. Coach Heeman, he gave instructions to, he didn't complain about the official's call. I'll give him credit for that, but he sure told Denner to get after it. Denner does get after it, grabs one of Byram's legs. Byram tries to get around behind, tries to catch Denner's head and hold it. Denner's still in on that one leg. Byram's got his hips back now, trying to fight it. And want Denner to come up, but he's too far extended to come up, and Byram doing a great job trying to get the hands loose. I don't know why they don't call it a stalemate maybe, but now Denner's went down to his base, and if Byram can get his leg over, he'll score 2.
30 seconds left here in the period, and there's 2.
He's got it. He's got it. 28 seconds left, and Trevor Byram now leads 6-4 over Cole Denner.
And Jameer Moore.
And now he's got him on his back, and he's getting up to fall.
And Jameer Moore of Waverly got the fall at 182 against Kaler of Charles City in 8 seconds.
And we got Trevor Byram of Waverly Shellrock getting the fall over Cole Denner, so number 3 seed over number 2 seed.
Well, that's a big win for Waverly Shellrock right there.
You bet it is.
So a couple of falls for the Go-Hawks there at 170 and 182 pounds. So the Go-Hawks now with 6 wrestlers in the finals today. And we got the backside up here at 170 pounds. Stone Peckham of Crestwood and Austin Keck of Decorah.
And Keck has handled Peckham, I think, in the dual meet. He can do it here today. There are no...
well, I believe Tappy wrestled in the dual meet at 70.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Both boys in the middle of the mat, really no contact.
So, hey, Andy Lilligraven's up here at 182 pounds. He will wrestle against Joe Frieden of Walk-On. Lilligraven got a 9-2 win over Brian Graves as the 3 seed in the first round today, and Joe Frieden is the 2 seed. So here we go. Underway at 182 pounds. Lilligraven trying to become the second finalist of the day for Decorah. Lilligraven trying to join Devin Stortz in the finals. Decorah's Philip Eady lost 2-1 to Dylan Robinson at 106 in the semifinals earlier today.
And we've got nothing out here between Keck and Peckham. Peckham trying to control hands. Keck out here pushing into him. Keck forehead to forehead. Peckham trying to slide the arm by. And we got Keck trying to control the hands.
No score between Lilligraven and Frieden. Frieden getting to the leg of Andy. Andy able to get the legs and the hip back. Andy circles around. Both men spin out of trouble, and both men separate with 50 seconds left here in the first period. No score.
We've got Keck in on a shot, but time runs out. So this is well have done that early in the match.
Frieden going for the big throw. Andy on the side of the mat. Frieden was down on his knees, and they both shoot themselves out of bounds.
A lot of action over there.
Yep.
Stone Peckham starts down. Keck on top. Peckham tries a little stand up there. Keck riding with a tight waist. And he's got the spiral ride, hand on the thigh. Comes out towards the front, but doesn't really have to do anything with the other arm. Keck still on top.
No score, 17 seconds left here in the period as Lilligraven and Frieden in a forehead-to-forehead tie with 10 seconds left here in the period.
And we got Peckham, he's facing out pretty much hands and knees. Keck having a little trouble breaking him off that base.
And the period comes to a close. We go to the second. Lilligraven and Frieden are scoreless.
Now we get a stalling call on Peckham. Peckham moves out in front, stands up. Comes out and gets the escape. So Stone Peckham leading Austin Keck 1-0.
Lilligreven starts down in the second period. Andy getting to his feet right away, trying to get the hand control. Peckham or Frieden able to throw him back down to the mat. Andy gets back to his feet, but out of bounds. 1:50 left in the second period. We're still scoreless.
And these Keck and Peckham are head-to-head out here. Nobody's really making any shots. They're not moving anybody out of position. And this is one of those situations where Keck, I think, could beat him, but you've got to do something. Got to get inside on an underhook or some way. Now he had there. Now he's got double underhooks. What's he going to do with him? He's going to lock up. He's where he could lock up around the back, but not locking up.
Andy's still in the down position with 1:20 left in the period. Frieden working off to the side, has control of Andy's wrist, working down on an ankle as well. That doesn't work. Still has control of the wrist on the top side. Now looks for the half as he lets the wrist grow. He steps over and now has Andy on his back. Got a 2 count on the back. Andy is in a vulnerable position. He's gotten 5 on the back. So Andy's going to roll out and get an escape. 3 back points awarded to Frieden. Andy now trying to circle around and cradle up, and now he gets a reversal for him. So a lot of action there. Frieden leading Lilligreven by a 3-2 margin with 37 seconds left in the second period.
We're 1-0 right now. Peckham leading Austin Keck. Austin Keck turns, spins out. Nice sit out by Austin Keck. Doesn't have the 1-point escape yet. Throws Peckham back towards his back. Now he's got him on his back. Nice throw there by Keck. He's got 2 on the back, so he'll have 4. But
10 seconds left in the period here.
Peckham comes back up on top again for the 2, makes it 3-4 now. Keck leading with 1:23 seconds left.
We go to the third period over here with Andy Lilligreven trailing Joe Frieden by a 3-2 margin. It'll be Frieden's choice, and he will go down.
Keck's up in a tripod position. Now he tries to roll, and he does. He rolls on top of Peckham, but Peckham comes down on a leg and still hands on to the leg. Now we got to get our 1. Get a leg back. All we do is get the leg back, stuff the head. Get the 1.
Frieden able to get to his feet. Andy still with the hand control.
And Peckham has got kind of a lock around Austin's leg. Austin coming around. Referee Becker says that's potentially dangerous. And the way the ankle was being brought out. And we're going back neutral again. 5-3. Leading Austin Keck leading Stone Peckham.
An escape for Frieden to make it 4-2 with 1:37 left here in the third period.
Shot there by Peckham. Austin come around behind him, makes it 7-4. We released Peckham right away. 21 seconds left.
Lilligreven with just a reversal here. Frieden turned him to his back in the second period. Andy trying to get to a leg of Frieden. Both men separate. 1:15 left here in the third period. A 4-2 lead for Frieden.
Peckham, he's trying to lock up on a throw here. Andy's locked up around the waist. And that's where it's going to end. 7-4. Austin Keck over Stone Peckham on the backside of the bracket.
So he'll move on here in the tournament. Andy trying to get to the underhooks here of Frieden, and now Frieden warned for stalling with 51 seconds left here in the period. Andy really hasn't taken that great of a shot here in the third period ever since Frieden got out. Frieden now gets to a leg of Andy in front of the walk-on coaches. Andy gets the hips back, gets the leg up in the air, and they go out of bounds. 35 seconds left in the period. Lilligreven trailing by a 4-2 margin. Andy just hasn't gotten to any offense here in the third period.
We've got to get out of that tight tie. We can't be in that ear-to-ear tie if we want to do anything. Nothing comes of that.
Frieden trying to become the first finalist today for walk-on. Andy getting to a leg, but the shot was from too far away. Now Frieden trying to circle around and break the grip that Andy has around his leg. He's able to do so. He's able to cover, gets a takedown with 5 seconds left here in the third period, and Joe Frieden going to defeat Andy Lilligraven and move on to the finals for the walk-on Indians. So Frieden, the 2 seed, moves on with a 6-2 win over Andy Lilligraven.
And here on the purple mat, we've got Jacob Eggleston, the number 1 seed, 41-10, a junior, against Robbie McKeenan, Olwine, 20-14, and also a junior.
And Daniel Ott's going to be up at 195 here in a moment. Ott is the 2 seed. He'll wrestle Nick Jacobs of Charles City.
And we've got Eggleston in on a leg of McKeenan, but McKeenan's sprawling and trying to come around behind. Now he tries to throw Eggleston to his back. Doesn't work. Eggleston comes up on top, sticks the leg in, and he's got McKeenan broke down on his belly. Now he put a half in, and he's got a scissors on the body and a half around the head, and he's got the arm out, and he got the fall. So there's Jacob Eggleston moving on to the finals of Waverly Shell Rock.
He becomes the 7th finalist for the Go Hawks. And that happens in 1 minute and 24 seconds. No score yet between Ott and Jacobs across the way here at 195.
And McKeeman comes off the mat there, kind of holding his ribs. I think that scissors by Eggleston put on pretty tight.
So 2:20 on your mat. Ott and Jacobs still haven't scored yet.
And we've
40 seconds of inactivity in a Daniel Ott match. That's a rarity.
Yeah, we've got Trevor Trendy out here, Charles City, against Aaron Malloy, or Trendy from Cresco against Aaron Malloy from Waukon. Or Charles City. I'll get it right after a while.
Yeah.
Orange and black, I guess. But,
1 minute left here in the first period, a 0-0 score. Now Jacobs with a throw on Ott. Ott is on his back, getting back points, and has is Jacobs. Becker down, taking a long look with 45 seconds left here in the period. Ott trying to muscle his way out of there, but Jacobs now off chest to chest, and he's going to get the fall.
Jacobs is a tough wrestler.
Picked up his 30th win right there.
But again, so is the next man up here, Malloy. He's pretty tough too.
Correct.
And he's got takedown on Trendy now to make it 2-0.
So Daniel Ott to the backside of the bracket for Decorah. And Jacobs becomes another finalist for Charles City. They now have 5. Waverly Shell Rock with 7. Charles City with 5. New Hampton with 5. Crestwood with 4. Decorah, Owine, and Waukon with 1 apiece, and Charles City makes it 8-6 in the finals there.
Yeah, he got turned Trendy and went chest to chest and got the fall.
1 minute 24 for the fall there for Aaron Malloy.
And Malloy again, just a junior.
And over across the way, a takedown here for Travis McMillan, leading Tyler Falk by a 2-0 margin. And McMillan now with the arm up on the back of Tyler Flack. He's working off to the one side, has the arm locked up, tries to step over. Tyler pretty much flat on his belly right now. Now McMillan steps over, has Tyler on his back, and there's the fall. As a 56-second fall, and Travis McMillan becomes the second finalist of the day for the Owine Huskies at 220 pounds. So
I've got a backside 220 bracket here over here on this mat. Riley Stuckelberg, Waverly Shell Rock, 1825 senior against Tom Clark with no record, New Hampton. Well, I guess the record's 0-1 right now. And again, one of these matches that doesn't seem very important, but there's points to be scored.
Yeah, there are huge points to be scored. Waverly Shell Rock has taken the team lead with 159 points. New Hampton second with 140. Charles City third, 116.5. And Crestwood right now in fourth with 115.5.
Well, Waverly is impressed me, particularly that Byam, the way he beat Denner, you know, and that was head-to-head between Waverly and New Hampton. So
and that was a 3 seed beating a 2 seed too.
Yeah, that was a big swing. We still 0-0 out here with 35 seconds left first period between Riley Steckelberg and Aaron Malloy.
And we're over at 285 on the other mat. This is Horan of Owine and Tupy of Charles City. Henry Horan, who got a second period fall over Noah Fensky in round number 1. Trailing Tupy by a 2-0 margin with 1:21 left in the first period.
Again, that was Horan's shot, and Tupy just went around behind him. Pretty slick.
Tupy, a senior with a 34-6 effort. He left Horan to his feet to make it 2-1. So down to 3 matches in this round of competition. 3 hours into the day here at the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament here in Owine. Dave Omdahl, Darren Swenson, glad you're with us at KDECradio.com here today. Two-1 lead for Tupy with 42 seconds left in the period. Some blood time on your mat there, Dave.
Yep, and they come back to the center of the mat. Now it looks like Steckelberg from Waverly Shell Rock is going down. And he comes right to his feet, gets the escape, just a couple seconds, and makes it 1-0. Riley Steckelberg ahead of Tom Clark.
.143 left in the period there. 8 seconds left across the way. And Tupy's going to lead Horan by a 2-1 margin going to the second period.
And we've got both Riley and Clark going head-to-head here. Not too much action. There wasn't any action in the first period either, so. Now he looks like Steckelberg would like to put a front headlock on Clark, but Clark's been backing out. He gets a stall call. Now Clark comes in on a front headlock, tries to bring Steckelberg back to the mat, and they go out of bounds.
So as for number of finalists, Waverly Shell Rock now is 7, Charles City with 6, New Hampton with 5, Crestwood with 4.
There we get a good body shot by Steckelberg, and takes him out of bounds, puts him Coach Clark on his back, but out of bounds, of course, no back points. So it's 3-0 Steckelberg leading Tom Clark.
And you get one team that will have a wrestler score some points for the rest of the day, and one team that will not.
And that won't. No, that's right. There's your first match on the backside. It's all done. Winner can go on to third if he can do it.
Exactly.
But probably less likely here than a lot of tournaments because they've seeded them probably better than usual. So
well, and with the round robin schedule, it's pretty easy to see it, or at least should be most of the time.
Should be, and so your semifinalists probably, obviously be favored to come out and take third. But early in the season, where you don't have any records and don't have any way to place kids, a lot of times you see kids go out first round and fight their way back and at least get in the third place match.
Yep. Tupy still leading Horan by a 2-1 margin. Not a lot of activity over there.
Less likely to happen this time of the year. We're at the end of the second period, and New Hampton's choice, we're going on our feet. And New Hampton coaches say when he charges you, throw him. We'll see if that can happen.
4 seconds left in the period. Tupy trying to become the 7th finalist for Charles City, leading by a 2-1 margin, and that's the way it will be heading to the third period.
And we've got Clark trying to tie up Steckelberg's head here, but Steckelberg trying to stay out of these ties, and Steckelberg now kind of making a little charge at Clark. Clark getting his hips back. Now they're in ear to ear.
for now a 3-1 lead for Tupy as he gets out from underneath Horan with 1:44 left in period number 3.
Well, you still got a forehead-to-forehead match out here with Steckelberg leading 3-0.
3-1, Tupy leading the match, which has kind of been your prototypical boring heavyweight match.
Yeah, now we got a shot. We got a shot there by Steckelberg. Took Clark right to his back and pinned him. So Waverly gets not only moving on, but they also get back points, ball points there, and they count for just as much on the backside as they do the front side.
And Riley Steckelberg will take on Tyler Flack on the backside of the bracket. And the final semifinal match coming up at 285. It'll be Cole Headington of Decorah, the 3 seed, against Jacob Knutson, the 2 seed. Knutson beat him in the duel a week and a half ago, and now Tupy with the takedown on the far mat to make it 5-1 over there.
And that's probably obviously why Knutson got the 2nd seed and Headington got 3rd. Again, one of those situations where the coaches don't argue too much about it. Kids will get out there and let's see how it happens. So,
Tupy hit for a stall warning with 37 seconds left in the period. Tupy trying to become the 7th finalist for the Charles City Comets. Headington won by forfeit over Evan Kramer earlier at 285 pounds. Tupy leads with 27 seconds left here in the period.
And that's a situation where there's only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids in the bracket. So Kramer will probably still score points if he doesn't win a match.
Yep.
So that's what New Hampton was using him for. That's okay. We'd do that too if we had a wrestler.
Yeah.
Given weight rather than give up a forfeit in a conference tournament.
And Tupy of Charles City becomes their 7th finalist as Tupy wins by a count of 5-1 over Henry Horan of Charles City. So 7 finalists for Charles City, 7 for New Hampton. Decorah will either have 2 or Crestwood will have 5 heading into the finals here this afternoon. No score between Headington and Knutson with 25 seconds left here in the period as we're about ready to close out round number 1 of competition.
And we're still 0-0 over here between Headington and Knutson. Both boys tied up around the head, forehead to forehead. There's only 6 seconds left.
And 0-0 as we go to the 2nd period here.
Not surprising with heavyweights, especially ones who know each other so well. Both of them held their position. Headington's going down. Knutson coming on top, covers, and Headington starts to circle out, and he gets the escape right away.
Cole trying to become the 2nd finalist of the day. Of course, last year, Decorah, the heavyweight champ, was from Decorah with Carter Zidlicki.
Yep, and he was really a 220-pounder.
Yeah, if that, really.
Yeah, if that. But he moved quick and could hold his position. And both boys, again, on their feet, trying to hold their position, working for ties. Knutson tries to control the arm, 2-on-1 tie.
Team scores right now. Waverly Shellrock leading the way with 180 points. Charles City is 2nd with 155. New Hampton 3rd with 140. Crestwood 4th with 115.5. Owine 5th with 101.5. Decorah 6th with 78. And Walk-On in 7th with 48 right now. Those are your team standings, and pretty much only those are where the teams are going to be ranked right now. And pretty much it's only 2 more points, barring any bonus points, only 2 more points for Decorah or 2 more points for Crestwood.
Cole just got a stalling call there on the edge of the mat, and then he drove Knutson out of bounds, which he maybe should have done a little earlier. That kind of keeps the referee off your back.
Yep.
And Both of them again working those ties. Knutson, he's working 2 hands behind the head.
1-0 Cole with 33 seconds left here in the second period.
And again, forehead to forehead. Both, a lot of nice slide by tried there by Knutson. Now he tries to drop down the leg, doesn't make it. But he gets a stalling call against Headington again to make it 1-1. Or 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 now. Yeah, 3-0. No, yeah, we got one for the escape, so yeah.
Yep.
It's 1-1. Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
We got the escape, and then the Knutson got one for stalling. Yeah. That's right. We got the escape. Knutson got the stalling. Knutson got the stalling point.
Third period underway as Knutson starts on the bottom side, gets to his feet, but Cole able to ride him out of bounds with 1:53 left here in the period.
And Knutson works to get to his feet. We're riding the ankle. We got to get off it here shortly. And we're out to the side. We already have not only stalling call, but a stalling point. Now he takes Knutson to off his base. And
Knutson the 2 seed, Headington the 3 seed. Knutson won in the duel a week and a half ago.
Now Knutson comes to his feet and turns and gets the escape to make it 2-1 lead. And again, they're forehead to forehead. Not a lot being done. Headington, and if Headington's going to get a stalling call against Knutson, he's got to put some pressure on him. And we're really not doing that. And again, we're the guy that's behind. We need to put pressure on if we're going to get the help of the official. It ain't happening. Not happening. We're just standing there dancing, trying to get trying to get inside control.
48 seconds left here in the third period. Knutson leading by a 2-1 margin.
Neither one of them are doing very much, but we're the one that has to. And the official knows that. And he's not going to send the match into overtime unless we show him a reason why he should. And
30
again,
seconds left here in the period, and here's Cole putting a little bit of pressure on Knutson.
But the trouble is he goes down to his knees when he did it. And now that allowed Knutson to come up behind him, and he takes him to the mat and gets a 2-point takedown, leads 3, and lead by.
So Knutson for Crestwood going to make his way to the finals, becoming the 5th finalist for the cadets.
4-1 score. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to put pressure on the guy, but you don't have to get down to your knees while you do it. And it cost us 2, and we're going to the backside.
So that'll do it for this round of competition. We'll take a little bit of a break here, perhaps I'd say 20-minute break before the backside of the bracket continues. Again, Waverly Shellrock, your team leader right now with 180 points. They have 7 in the finals. Charles City with 7. New Hampton with 5, Crestwood with 4, 2 for Owine, 1 for Decorah, and 1 for Waukon. We'll take about a 20-minute break and be back here about 1:25 in there with more wrestling coverage here on KDECradio.com.